Everyone, my name is Aaron Gray, and welcome back to my stream. Tonight we are playing Danganronpa, and we're gonna see who killed my baby Taka and Hamster Man, but he's a secondary thought. We don't really care for him. Okay. Shooty. Spaghetti, ready for trigger enemy. Oh yeah, we are in investigation mode. I forgot about that. Okay, so what we know so far is that both Hifumi and Taka died, and there was a crazy robot man in places. Oh goodness, it's been a little bit since I played. Predictions today. Ooh, thank you for reminding me to do predictions. Kyoko is missing, and same with the clairvoyant, who I am forgetting his name at the moment. They're both missing. We don't know where they are, but Kyoko had an alibi for when Hifumi was hit by the robot guy the first time. So, we have that so far. I'm trying to think of who else had alibis. I'm always going to guess it's Glasses Man. Hey Aaron, it's Serena. How are you doing today? I am doing okay. Yes, we are on trial 3. Taka, my child, my baby, died. And we don't care about Ratman. Or not Ratman. He's not equated with Felix. Felix is best boy Ratman. We don't care about Hamster Man. We don't care about him. But I have to in order to solve this trial. But, oh goodness, I can't remember who I was postulating. Oh goodness, Mary and I were postulating about who the potential killer was, and I don't remember. We were saying how Felix Humst? Okay. Felix is the love of my life. Red versus blue. And yeah, I only have 2 emote slots because I don't have 10 sub points. But I don't know how I'm gonna design emotes. We're not there yet. And yes, bad Hamster Man, not to be confused with good Hamster Man. Yes. Mary and I, we were postulating after I did Thursday's stream, and we were thinking that it couldn't have been Clairvoyant Man, who I don't remember. Yes, he's my husband. Not really. I am very single. Oh, RPB was so bad. Yes. Oh, we love red versus blue. Oh, yes. But anyway, so we were thinking, what the fuck is the name of the clairvoyant? What is his name? Please tell me, because I don't fucking remember. But we don't think it's him, because why would he want the money? And I don't think it's Byakuya, because Hiro, that's his name. We don't think it's Byakuya either, because, like, why would he want the money? So I think it might be Toko? And no, it can't be Toko. Because it's not her killing stuff. This has me very confused. So we're just gonna go with it and see what happens. Also, I love the rainbow we got going on in chat right now. How many sub points do you have? I have 6 subscribers. That means I have 6 sub points. I wouldn't worry about getting me to 10 right now, because that's just going to get me to 3 emotes. There's a whole table somewhere on the internet that you can find. Okay. I'm going to drink my water, which is perspiring everywhere. And we're going to begin. The victims were Hifumi Yamada and Kiyotaka Ishimaru. The cause of death for each was a blow to the head. Desperately trying to remember who the killer is. Oh, I remember. It is thought that they were both killed with a similar weapon. ... That's it?
Very strange.
Yeah, it's pretty strange. You got way less information this time than before. That is no problem. After all, the events of this case unfolded before our very eyes. We should know about... we should know more about what happened than the Monokuma file could anyway. Maybe.
Well.
There's something else that's bothering me. Someone else has been missing for quite a while. Are you talking about Kyoko?
Perhaps.
Without a doubt, she has an alibi for when Celeste and Hifumi were attacked. But what if the killer wasn't acting alone? What if they had an accomplice? That's what I was on the line of an accomplice. An accomplice? An accomplice? What are you doing? Celeste is like so done with his shit, and it's like, I feel you.
Monokuma
Don't
appears!
be rude. I'm here to answer your question.
Yep.
You're talking about accomplices, right? I'm pretty sure I explained it before, didn't I, during the first class trial? Yeah, he did.
Speaking of which, I'd like to ask the bear, if there is an accomplice, do they also become blackened?
So you ask, and so I shall answer. Each murder is allowed to have an accomplice, but only the one who does the killing will get to graduate.
So in other words, two people can work together, but one of them has no chance of profiting from it.
Then there's no way anyone would work together, right?
In other words,
So basically, you can be an accomplice if you want, but there's no gratification in it. I like to ask the bear. The only time I like Byakuya, I'd like to ask the bear. I like to speak to the manager. Thanks.
So then...
So are you saying nobody worked together this time either?
Hey,
Sorry, can't answer that. It would obstruct the free exchange of information between you guys. It is allowed to have an accomplice. Pardon? I just want to make sure you don't forget, no matter how much you might assist in a murder, only one blackhead can graduate and accomplice gets nothing.
So in other
Then
words...
we only need to figure out who that one blackened is that did the killing, right? Just like normal. The bear is the manager. He is.
well...
Okay, let me take this opportunity to clarify the whole shebang. I never saw that word spelled out before, so that was a nice mental thing for myself. In this class trial, what you need to determine is the one true blackened who devised the murder plot and put it to action. One true blackened. A true blackened, so just one person.
Well now.
That's enough for explanifying. Now it's down to the final battle between all of you and the blackened. Good luck to all the contestants. Yes, this is the bear speaking. So there can only be one black and an accomplice wouldn't benefit. Then I can't see any way Kyoko would be connected to this case after all. I'd like to report a murder, Mr. Bear. You may be right. If that's true, then Kyoko, where are you?
However...
As long as she's not connected to this case, it doesn't matter. Let's get back to the investigation.
Indeed.
I have absolutely no doubt the hero is responsible, but for the time being, I suppose it can't hurt to pursue more further information.
So,
You know, don't you think we should consider a certain someone a suspect just in case? Talk about the murderous fiend, Genocide Jack.
What?
What? I'm offended.
Oh.
Same. When did you? I have been looking all over for you, master. No. Oh, I need to remind y'all. So, I can actually download Twitch clips and put them on Instagram. So, if you get Twitch clips of really good reactions from moi and make a clip of it, I will look at them and then I'll pick my favorites to put them on Instagram. Just letting you know. Oh, what a shame. Ding dong trial time, bitches. When I woke up, you were nowhere to be found. Are you sleeping together? What is happening? Same, brother. Anyway, you there, milk sack swimmer. What is this game?
Huh?
Milk sack?
You gotta be kidding!
Under 18. Calm down. Why do I gotta be a suspect?
What the heck?
Well, I mean, you are a serial killer.
What?
So what? I'm like a special guest suspect every time. I have an alibi, you know? Basically, anytime Toka passes out, they swap personalities. She's right about that. When we heard Hifumi scream, she was with me. and the bodies disappeared, she was still lying unconscious in the equipment room. Plus Taka's body aside, I can't imagine any way she would have been able to move Hifumi's body.
Yep.
Besides, I calculate every move I make. I'm not gonna kill someone when everyone knows what I look like. They don't call me the murderous fiend for nothing.
What are you saying?
That's not the kind of thing you should be bragging about. Master doesn't imply he's into it.
Let's see.
On another topic, we should post a guard by the bodies like before. We can't have them disappearing again.
So then.
Hina and I could handle that. You don't mind, do you, Hina? Sure, I'd totally be useless in the investigation anyway.
It's all clear
And that's
now.
that. Let's begin. This whole thing is so strange. All but one of us has an alibi, so figuring out who did it should be obvious, right? But maybe it's just me, but I don't think it's going to be as straightforward as it seems. Nice. Okay, before we continue, I need to take headache medication because I'm dying. Tube of ibuprofen for the win, because Aaron is a bitch baby and can't swallow pills.
So,
Hamster Man's dead? Yeah. Double murder. I still do it. Oh god. Okay, we're good now. So she woke up after Toka passed out in the equipment room. The master part just comes from Toka's fetish fantasies. Hey, Makoto, I've been thinking about something. It's about the repository. Huh? What is it? After Hifumi and Taka's bodies disappeared, we split to look around, right? I was really scared, so me and Sakura stuck together.
but
And we came right to this repository, you know, looking around. When we got here, the repository was locked. We couldn't get inside. It was locked. Yeah, you were there, dumbass. You tried opening the door and you couldn't. Or did they kill each other? That is a good... And we came here as soon as the search started, so there's no way someone could have beat us here. So if that's true, then who locked it and why is it unlocked now? I wonder the same thing. Door was locked when the search for the bodies began. Now it's wide open. There must be some secret lurking in there. But I'll probably have to leave this area to figure it out. Taka, he'll never move again. According to Makamufal, Taka died from a blow to the head. We found Justice Hammer 4 near his body in the equipment room. Is that what used to kill him? And there's a tarp laid out under his body. Did the killer use this to move Taka's body? That way there wouldn't be any blood left behind while the body was moved. Blue tarp. There are many aspects to this incident this time, too many to be honest, considering that it may be good to look back on everything that's happened.
So then.
Would you like my help? Sure. Yeah, let's look back on things. This morning, only 4 of us met up at the dining hall. Hina, Kyoko, you, and myself. We waited for the others, but nobody showed up, so we decided to go look for them. It was around 8 o'clock when we began our search. As soon as we split up, Kyoko disappeared. After that, Hina found Celeste in the rec room on the 3rd floor, then quickly came and got you and me. According to Celeste, she was attacked by a suspicious individual and lay conscious for about an hour. In other words, she was attacked an hour before we found her. Ah, so you're not the murderer. Meaning just after 7 o'clock. Based on the pictures Celeste took, we discovered her attacker was dressed in a strange costume. It was Robo Justice. It also became clear that this Robo Justice had dragged Hifumi away. After meeting up with Toko and Byakuya, we began searching for the costume assailant. We found an injured Hifumi in the library on the 2nd floor. We took him down to the nurse's office on the 1st floor, then resumed our search. But long after leaving the nurse's office... What's wrong? I saw shadows. Based on Celeste's claims, we went back to the 2nd floor where we split up and began searching. Then right after that, Celeste screamed. This time she had apparently seen the suspect on the 3rd floor. Hearing her screams, we quickly made our way to the 3rd floor. Celeste, what's wrong? It was a rather intense scream for someone like you. I saw him, the strange costume man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down the hall and disappeared. And then, Justice killed Hamster Man, and someone killed Justice. My thought process in this moment, listening to Sakura talk this through with me, I think Celeste is an accomplice. I think Taka was Justice, tried to kill Hifumi, and then Celeste killed Taka so that she could become the Blackened. Because there's nothing saying you can't kill your accomplice. That's my thinking. What was that? Maybe downstairs it must have been Hifumi. He's in there. At that point, we decided to split up into 2 groups. Celeste, Hina, and I went back to the nurse's office. Meanwhile, you, Byaku, and Toko pursued the suspect up on the 3rd floor. When we got back to the nurse's office, we found Hifumi's corpse, which is when we heard the body discovery announcement play. I left Celeste and Hina alone and head back to the 3rd floor to tell the others what happened, and at the same time, that's when we found Taka. Which means Hifumi and Taka's bodies were discovered right around the same time. Because I remember hearing the body discovery announcement play after finding Taka. And that's when I showed up and told you and Byakuya that Hifumi had been killed, right? Then you, me, and Byakuya all headed back to the nurse's office, leaving Toko, who had fainted. But as soon as we left the physics lab, we ran into Celeste, who just arrived to tell us something very unusual. Hifumi's body has disappeared. We hurried back to the nurse's office to discover that his corpse was in fact gone. Then we remembered we had abandoned the unconscious Toko and rushed back to the equipment room. This can't be happening. Hallucinating. Bodies disappeared. This time Taka's body had disappeared. So from there we began our search for both of the missing parts. And after some time, Celeste told us she'd found the bodies and we all headed to the repository. And there we rediscovered the 2 bodies that had apparently vanished. Jesus, Celeste is doing a lot of, like, telling people things. That brings us up to now.
However,
Looking back, things have certainly been active. If you want to look back at the case again, just let me know. I'm fine anytime. I love you. I love you, Sakura. Please don't die. Fumi's big... big cold body is laying on the floor. His really... I mean, how on earth is the killer able to move someone so big? The joke's on us, he's actually in a fat suit. That, however, she needs a cough drop. From the nurse's office, where he was discovered to here to the repository, all the way from the 1st floor to the 3rd floor, without everyone noticing it. How the hell? It's not good. I just don't get it. I can think about it later. For now, I have to finish investigating Hifumi himself. If I remember correctly, Hifumi's fatal injury was a blow to the head, probably from the Justice Hammer 3, which is laying on the floor in the nurse's office. Huh? Wait. Something's off about his body. Why am I getting this feeling? Something's different. Something about Hifumi's body in the nurse's office versus his body right now. That's it, his glasses. When his body was in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered in blood. But now they're not. Doesn't mean someone wiped his glasses off, but who would do that and why? It's a body double. It's a body double. It's a fake body. It fake. It's fake. Byako, do you think Hiro really did it? I don't see how anyone could think otherwise. The attacks and murders and disappearances all happened. Every one of us had an alibi. And the last thing Hifumi said when he died, yeah, he said Hiro's name.
So in other words,
Then there's no room to suspect anyone else. But okay, but if he did do it, why would he hide his identity with that weird costume? Maybe he thought that no matter what happened, he'd be safe as long as his face was covered. Because he's the fool of the century, you see. I mean, he is kind of dumb. But do you really think that's enough to explain it? I feel like there's a clue hiding in there somewhere.
what?
And is that it? That's all that bothers you about the case? Well, no, there are a few other things. Like, why did the killer try to hide the bodies? They probably figured that if we couldn't find the bodies, we couldn't complete our investigation. But if that's the case, we found the bodies pretty easily, didn't we? Again, it comes back to the fact that the culprit was a moron. Is that really all there is to it? The other thing that bothers me is, why did they bother killing 2 people?
What?
Because the rule says if you kill someone and get away with it, you graduate, right? So if you're the killer, your #1 priority is not getting caught. But killing 2 people means more clues, more chances you'll get found out. Does that
I
point?
see.
Perhaps. I see. So that's what that means. Is everything okay?
That's enough.
Don't talk to me as if we're friends. Huh? What's with the attitude? But you have my appreciation.
Goodbye.
Thanks to you, I might have some fun with this after all. His mysterious words hung in the air as he left his repository. He talked as if he figured something out. But if he did, would it have killed him to tell me what it was? Yeah, it would. It would kill him. It would. Wait! The hammers are missing! They painted the hammers. Whoever did it painted the... Mallets. Could the justice hammers have been decided using these as a model? Alright, who committed a murder? Hello, Mary. So my current theory, Mary, and to anyone who's new who's watching, my current theory is that Celeste is in on it. That she's an accomplice / a murderer. I think that she helped... Wait, hello. I think Taka wanted to kill Hifumi because they wanted the alter ego tablet computer. So Taka orchestrated it, or Celeste orchestrated it, or one of them did. And other baby is dead. Yeah. Sad boy Taka's dead. Who killed my baby? My other baby. Every time they say repository, I think dispensary. I don't know why. But I think Taka killed Hifumi. And then Celeste killed Taka. So that she could be the true Blacken. Just him decided using them. Either all the hammers have been obviously seen a lot of use. They're all covered in debris and chalk stones. You're missing 4 hammers, you dumb fuck. For some reason, this one hammer is hardly and it's wet. Did someone wash it recently? Let's spot this hammer. There's 4 missing, you dumbass. Oh my god, you're fucking dumb. So dolly doesn't have a handle. I saw this in the art room before. I guess it moved statues around. It's kind of awkward, but if you bend down, it's not too hard to use. Oh, but wait. There's more. Wasn't this in the equipment room when we found it? It looks like the wheel. There's blood stain on it. So there's blood on the wheel of the dolly that was moved the equipment to the repository. So that's the explanation for his body. Wow. Wow, everybody. Okay, I got everything in this room. Only one way in and out of this room through the door that Hina said was locked before. There's definitely a lock on the door, but it can only be locked from the inside of the repository. I don't see any way to lock it from the art room. The door can only be locked from inside the repository, which makes me wonder. Hina and Sakura confirmed that the door was locked after we started looking for the missing bodies. The door is designed that could only be locked from the inside. In other words, when Hina checked it, someone had already gone in the repository and locked the door. When they were done, they unlocked it and left, which is why it's unlocked now. But Hina claims that there's no way someone could have beaten them to the repository. So that certain someone. There's gotta be a clue around here somewhere. Maybe I should check somewhere else. There's some place I already know about. First the nurse's office, the equipment room. Okay. So, leave, yes. When they say repository, I think it's repository, believe me. Okay, we're gonna go to the equipment room. Physics lab. So it's right here. So might as well. quickly. Oh, hi. There's some kind of mark going through the pool of blood in the middle of the room that reminds me about the doll in the repository. There's blood on the tire. Could that blood have come from this? Which could mean that Taka's body was moved from the equipment room to the repository using the dolly. Both rooms are on the third floor, so that should have definitely been possible. But even if the dolly was used to move Taka's body, what about Hifumi? Hifumi's body was in the nurse's office on the first floor. Even if the dolly, there's no way to get down to the third floor. That's still a total mystery. It's just the same before the weapon that was used to kill Taka. The body was moved, but the murder weapon was just left here. Taka. Genocide Joe. I was sleeping right here when the killer carried the body away. I was super pissed I missed such an ultimately rare event. I don't know if there's anything else in this room I need to check. Ooh, tarps. Huh, this tarp. I feel like I've seen it somewhere before just recently too. It was in the other room. Woo. Okay, that's it for this room. The equipment room, yes. This music is jiving, man. Okay. Wait, can I just teleport? Is that a thing? Okay, wait. Can I teleport? Celeste. Just hammer 3, the one was to kill you, Hifumi. Some of the body left the weapon here. Celeste. What are you investigating, Celeste? I'm not investigating anything precisely speaking. I'm simply going around seeing if Hiro might be hiding somewhere. What about you? Oh, you know, just checking this and that. The main thing on my mind is how someone could have moved Hifumi's body.
Let's see.
How Hifumi was moved, eh? When it disappeared, you were supposed to be in the nurse's office, right?
Yes,
correct.
indeed.
Hina was not feeling well, so I stayed behind to look after her. But she seemed to be getting worse, so I took her to the bathroom. When you got back, the body was gone. We could not have been gone for more than a minute or two, though. Yeah, Hina said the same thing. So then the killer was able to get in and move Hifumi's body in that short amount of time.
Indeed.
It would seem so. To carry out someone as big as Hifumi in only a couple of minutes is... Oh, it is decidedly less of an enjoyable. Can't think of anything less than impossible. Part of me doesn't want to think it's Sakura, because Sakura would be the only one who's like probably strong enough to do that. But I think like she's alibi. Refrigerator, drink inside everything I've been doing totally parched from just a quick peek. There's a bunch of blood packets in here for blood transfusions. I guess it doesn't help me though, I'm not a vampire. Heh. Guess there's nothing else in here. Wait, oh, trash can. Yeah, she's the only one strong enough. I don't think she had anything to do with the killing, but Sakura is bae. Yes, and also a total Locust lookalike. Just normal trash can. Huh? Wait, there's something inside. It's too small to be a handkerchief. It's a glasses cleaning cloth. And it's got some kind of cartoon character on it. Ah, but it's also covered in blood.
Oh.
Ah, did you find something? Yeah, there's a cleaning cloth in the trash can.
Huh?
A cleaning cloth. And it's all bloody. Whoever this belonged to must have used to wipe up some blood. But who would need something like that? I haven't the slightest idea. Yeah, me neither, but it might be important to use to clean Hifumi's glasses. I don't think there's anything else in here. Nope. Alright, leave. I don't know where else to look now. Ah! So this is where you were. I've been looking for you. You have. I wanted to thank you for what you did. Not you meant to, but you ended up making this little game of ours very interesting indeed. Should go to Hero's room. Oh, and let me give you this. Meet in the dining hall. This is no hero wrote to get us all to meet up, right? You remember well. Well, the penmanship was pretty remarkable, so it left an impression.
It's all clear
Anyway,
now.
this makes it clear, right? This is a trap. What is? Things growing ever more exciting. What are you talking about? I've already repaid my debt. I don't owe you any more explanation.
Goodbye.
Okay, bye. Be fucking rude. Yasuhira's message has been added to truth bullets. So he did go to Hero's room. So he said he'd go to Hero's room, but what's in there waiting for me? Is there a third murder? I want to thank you for what you did. Your contribution has been appreciated. Thank you for your contribution to the city. Hero's room, Hero's room. It's Taka's, it's mine, Mondo, Byakuya, Sayaka, Junko, Toko, Celeste, Shihiro, Yasuhiro, there we go. Door is unlocked. I guess I can go inside. Byakuya did say to go look. Might not be a great idea, but I'm gonna take a plunge. Seriously, there's all kind of weird stuff in here. Where did he even get it all from? More importantly, he still hasn't turned up. Which means he can't really complain if I don't search his room without permission. What's happening? What the fuck is glitching? Oh, it's the wall. It's a room, right? The wall is definitely glitching. Surveillance camera. So if I worry about it, just forget about it. It's just glitching like heck. I think there's something in the cardboard box. It's blueprints for something, and something's made out of, looks like cardboard, plastic, and plaster. Is this Robo Justice? It's in Hero's room. Wait. These blueprints are something that bothers me. That's okay. Silence, check the bathroom. There's nothing in here. It's pretty grungy though. How does the bathroom even get this dirty? Ooh, we can check the bed. Shaky cam. It's a normal bed, pretty much like the one in my room. Oh, that's the door. Okay. The area, sure. Koda, big news, big news. What's wrong? We found Kyoko. What? Is she okay? Where is she? Wait, I wasn't done. There's more big news.
Just a
Robo
second.
Justice showed up too. Oh. Ooh. This is getting spicy. Robo Justice. It's Hero wearing the costume.
Okay.
Anyway, as soon as you can, head to the pool on the second floor. Think Hero and Kyoko turned up at the same time. Anyway, I have to head to the pool. I ran off to the second floor as fast as I could. Fucking ran, man. Kyoko and...
I mean...
Phew. Man, I have had the worst day. Hero. I have so many questions. A hero?
Huh?
Huh,
Oh,
yeah,
hey,
duh.
Makoto.
Who else was I be? Oh, that's a good question. What? Why do I look like this? Did someone come along and remodel me while I was sleeping? What was that, the Illuminati? I have so many fucking questions.
Right.
I found Hero. He was jammed into the pool locker. Looked like he was fast asleep, so I kicked him and woke him up.
Don't be mean.
Still can't believe you kicked me. You could have been a little more gentle about it, like, I don't know, caress my face or something. Ah, no.
What?
That's creepy. Amen. Anyway, Kyoko, where have you been all this time? You just disappeared all of a sudden without a trace.
Well.
There was something I had to check up on. What do you mean? Never mind. I can't never mind.
It's nothing.
Never mind. Never mind.
Hey,
More importantly, she says that, but does she have any idea? Does she know people think she might be spying for the mastermind?
And?
First of all, here, you need to explain to us why you're dressed like that. They forgot to draw eyes in the robot spray.
I mean,
They did. Oh my god. Oh, well, I mean, I have no idea. 1 second I was asleep. I don't even know how it happened. Then I woke up and then here I was. I don't care. Do something about that costume. It pains me just to look at you.
Huh?
Well,
Let
I don't
me
know what's
out
up with
of
this thing.
here!
I can't actually get off. A little help. Why would you make something that you can't take off by yourself?
Got it all wrong.
I didn't make the stupid friggin' thing.
it would
There's a
seem...
clasp on the back that keeps you from getting it off. Looks pretty sturdy. I don't think you can get off on your own. We don't really have a choice. Let's help him. Took everyone's help until we were able to get here out of the suit. Took a few minutes, but eventually we got all the pieces off. Woo! Free at last. No, it's just shadow presence. Anime is known for that. Isn't it kind of weird how perfectly the suit fits Hiro?
So
More to
then,
the point, nobody but Hiro would be able to wear that costume.
Um,
Wait, what? Hold on a sec.
honestly,
Don't bother trying to act innocent. The blueprints were in your room as well.
is that okay?
In other words, it is obvious to everyone that you made this costume. That's true. I saw the blueprints myself. Yeah, me too.
Could it be?
And it's obvious the one who put this costume on went out and attacking everyone.
That's
It was
terrible.
Hiro. Shall we tie him up and gag him?
Just the worst.
Good idea. We wouldn't want him killing anyone else. Tie me up. I think Hiro, got the wrong end of the stick, or the bad end, the short end of the stick. Because he clearly has no idea. And I'm pretty sure, I think there might have been drugs in the nurse's office. So maybe he was drugged a little bit. Hold on, guys. I think that's going a little too far.
That's right.
He may be a suspect who deserves fair treatment.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, attacking blueprints? I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
What the heck?
You can't talk your way out of this. It's been decided. You killed them.
What?
What? Killed who? I have no idea what you're talking about. There must be a fake hero running around. Look at him, he's so sad. Oh my god, Hero's my new child and I must protect him.
What are you saying?
You're the only one who can wear this costume, so who else could possibly be the costumed attacker?
What the heck?
How do you know I'm the only one? Maybe you should try it on for yourself before you convict me.
Okay.
Fine, if you're gonna be a jerk about it, I will. Ah yes, truly in a school with several ultimates of many talents are stuck murdering each other, there's no possible way anyone else could have made a suit perfectly tailored to fit someone else and stuffed them in someone's room to frame them. I love you, Mary. I love you so much. Without missing a bit. Don't you mean a beat? Not a bit. Hina started putting on the Robot Justice costume. Oh my god.
See, look. See how loose it is?
This is adorable. That face is absolutely adorable. Oh my god. Fucking love. I stan her.
I mean, come on. I'm blind as a bat in here. Can't see my feet at all. I'm surprised you got anywhere in this thing.
Hina, I swear you bean. Too bad Sakura isn't here to see witness her girlfriend doing
I'm
this.
telling you, it wasn't me.
And not to mention, you totally can't bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
That's not a very nice thing to say. I mean, it's not like I made it. I just got caught up in the moment.
Well, either way, now we know for sure, right? I mean, it seems pretty clear that nobody but Hiro could have fit into this dumb costume.
I love Hina's voice. Now half Hina took the suit back off again.
Ah,
Well, now you're all on excuses. No, see, it's because you're a girl. If it was another guy, then Makoto, go ahead. Byakuo, what the fuck, man? Okay. I guess I picked up the pieces of the flint and tried putting them on. It's no good. The arms are too long. There's no way I can wear
just
this.
a second.
See, I told you it was impossible. Why can't we see me put it on? That's unfair treatment, sir. You're absolutely right. This scene is this costume was made to fit Hiro's body exactly.
But
Then there's another costume. They must have one that looks the same but fits them.
Honestly,
If you insist on this line of defense, then show some evidence.
what the heck?
Evidence? You claim there's another suit. Yes, then you must find it and show it to us. What the heck? Poor Bean.
just the
Who
worst.
cares? Here's the only one without an alibi during this whole thing anyway.
That's terrible.
Which is how we know it was him.
What
I mean, mean, is that really true? I have no idea what's been happening. Could someone, like, tell me? Or just his costume is added. I guess we'll talk to Hero.
What the heck?
If you don't tell me what's going on, how am I supposed to understand? I think I figured it out. Someone's been killed, right? Hey, Makoto, who was it? Well, 2 people were killed, Taka and Hifumi.
What?
2 people? Makoto sees everyone at the waist level. He's shorter than Hina. Yes.
Just the worst.
Why are you freaking out? You did it. I did not.
Huh?
Wait, hold on. If those 2 people are the only ones that were killed,
How about
that's
that?
it. I know who did it.
So then,
You may as well tell us then. Taka and Hifumi are fighting over alter ego, right?
I'm at least
Which means
30%
alter
right.
ego and Horchihiro must have done it. I
correct.
see. That's unfortunate.
Please.
And
What the heck?
stop trying to trick us. Just admit you did it, okay?
Um.
I'm not telling you. I'm telling you, you got it all wrong. Manlet writes.
Oh,
I know
so
that
then.
note. Note. Last night someone
um.
left a weird note under my door. And here's what it said. I found a hole maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out. So don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet the rec room at 1 a.m. The last thing I remember is going to the rec room, and for some reason I fell asleep.
Hey.
The rec killer probably drugged me or something.
Just the worst.
Not a chance.
So-
No, hold on. He could be onto something. The nurse's office did have some chemicals that could do that.
Huh?
What? Really? Told you, someone's been trying to set me up. A secret passage, a chance to escape. Someone wrote that all to trick me.
Ah.
Yeah, that's true. You must be one dumb fish to bite every piece of bait that floats in front of you. Hina! How dare! Oh, Hina is like slaying. Well, after being trapped here for so long, even if you know it's a lie, you gotta check, right? They preyed on my desire to get out of here. They deceived me.
Ah.
So don't buy it.
Don't be mean.
You should buy it.
Just a second.
Hey, then show us that note with pleasure. I have it right in my pocket.
No
Looks
way.
like I lost it.
Ah.
Yeah, sure.
Please.
You gotta believe me. I wouldn't hurt a fly. As I said before, if he wants to believe you, you must produce evidence. Can you show us the note? I have no particular issue with what you claim, but if you want us to believe you, give us a reason. What the heck? For serious? Here's a count. Now then, shall we resume our investigation? There's no time to waste before the class trial begins. Why do we keep investigating? We already know who did
What
it.
the heck?
Why? Why did you kill them? Tell us, Hero. No, it's like I said.
Just the worst.
Was it really to get the money Monokuma offered us? Yeah, that must be it. You must be totally broke, and that's why. Hina gets to step up now that other large personalities are gone. Yes. Hina, have you not learned by now? Wait, that's a false accusation. Someone help me.
What are you saying?
Just be thankful we haven't bound and gagged you. Ooh, that's kinky. If you have time to yell and carry on, you have time to search for your evidence, right? Ah, you're right. I need to look for the second suit and then note. Feet don't fail me now. Oh my god. I guess I better get back to guard duty. I was gonna ask Toka or Genocide Jack to switch with me. She and Sakura got into a fight and we've had a catastrophe on our hands. Oh, bye. One by one, everyone peeled away.
Makoto.
Makoto, do you have a second? I'm gonna quickly take off. Also, I do have a poll for the game to replace Alien Isolation, so do it. Makoto, do you have a second? Huh? I want you to help me with this investigation.
It would
Looks like I
seem-
got a late start on this one, so I need to make up some ground. Sure, I don't mind helping, but you can promise me something? Later, when we have time, will you tell me why you disappeared?
Why is that?
No! Absolutely not. In the voice of Locust, absolutely not. To reject me so simply.
Anyway,
Anyway, I need your help. You don't mind, do you? Okay.
shall we go?
Thanks. Now, down then, shall we?
Hey,
So Makoto, first I like to examine the corpses. Examine the corpses. I can't believe I'm hearing that from a girl the same age as me.
correct.
Dead bodies don't lie, you know. They tell the truth far more easily than the living.
Hey,
Wouldn't you agree? How am I supposed to answer?
anyway,
Anyway, we have to hurry before the class trial begins. Yeah, you're right. Okay, then show me where the bodies are. They're in the repository, then I guess we should head that way for now. Can I teleport? the music room on the 4th floor? It better be. Hifumi and Taka. For a moment, Kyoko seemed to go rigid, but only for a moment.
So then.
Well then, let's get started. She got so next to Taka's body without his began programming prodding his bodies.
I knew it.
The common proof of sounds were killed using similar weapons. Her movements were so smooth, she was so calm. Seeing how comfortable she was actually made me feel a little bit more comfortable.
I see.
Makoto, I found something. You did.
Hey.
You remember the wristwatch Taka always wore in his left hand? You did?
Phew.
You're so oblivious to people around you. Do you dislike other people that much? Me. Hina jumps the gun often, but she has like 2 more neurons than Hiro, which actually makes her more trustworthy than the guy who half the time believes ghosts are involved somehow. Honestly, that's a fair call on both of them. Very nice. No, that's not it. Anyway, you said he had a watch.
So then.
Take a look. It's broken. You can see the hands aren't moving, right? It's most likely broke when he had his encounter with his assailant. And if you notice, the hands are frozen at just past 6 o'clock. So he died before Hifumi. Semi is the walk broke sometime just after 6.
That's right.
But last night Taka's watch definitely wasn't broken. Hey, how long are you gonna keep us waiting? Taka's here was pretty serious at certain point. It's 9 o'clock, you know, bad time for all the little boys and girls.
In other words.
So if it worked last night at 10 p.m., it couldn't have been broken at 6 p.m., meaning it just happened at 6 this morning. Nice.
However.
And that's not all. Look at Taka's left hand. He appears to be gripping something. You're right, there's something white in there.
Makoto.
Can you try prying it out? Me?
Because.
Rigor Mortis has already said boys are better suited for this kind of manual labor, right? Okay. As much as I didn't want to, I grasped Taka's cold hand. The ice-cold hand was nearly enough to cause my heart to stop beating. After some time, I finally able to free the object. A piece of paper.
Hey.
Is that all he had in his hand? Yeah, that's it. Just a little scrap of paper. Doesn't seem like much of a clue, does it?
Is that right?
I wonder about that. Kyoko then turned to Hifumi's body.
So then.
Let's check Hifumi's body now. Perhaps he left us a few clues of his own. So did you find anything?
Indeed.
I did, more than I expected, to be honest. Look at this. A wad of paper.
That's right.
Hifumi had it hidden on him. Hidden.
Indeed.
He stuffed it in his pants, so I can only assume he hid it on purpose, you see. His pants. Wait, so you...
Why is that?
It was just his pants, not like his socks or something. I don't know what that means.
Hey.
Anyway, let's take a look at the paper. Go ahead, Makoto. Open up. It better be important, Hifumi. A note. It's the note. Found a holy keys to escape. Okay, we can't find us out. It's...
So.
That sounds very familiar. That's it. That's the same thing Hiro said. Then he was telling us the
However.
truth. Although, it's not the same exact thing, is it? Last night someone slipped a weird note under my door and here's what it said. I found a hole, maybe we can use to escape. Monica, we can't find out, so don't tell anyone else. Let's meet the rec room at 1 a.m. Time is different. Here told us he said meet at 1 a.m. and also it was different location, 6 a.m.
Is that right?
Hold on, just because Hifumi had the note doesn't mean it was meant for him.
So.
Part of it has been torn off, right? I think there's likely some meaning there. There's some meaning to the part of being ripped. Could you maybe explain it a little bit more? Think carefully.
Hey.
Why would he have been clutching that scrap of paper so tightly? I have no idea.
So then.
What if it wasn't just a scrap of paper when he was holding it? What if it was something more important? And how would something more important like that become a mere scrap of paper? That's what you need to answer.
Hey.
And while we're at it, I should tell you one other thing. The 2 victims this time definitely had their e-handbooks on them. So the handbooks have nothing to do with how the murders were carried out. Not that there was any reason to think they were connected to the killings in the first place, so you're saying I don't have to think about e-handbooks this time.
Is that right?
You didn't have to think about them at all. I wouldn't have gone out my way to mention it. Honestly, because they weren't used to help carry out the murders. There may come a point, however, where my handbook may play a role. Play a role? I don't understand. But if Kyoko thinks it's important, I better keep it in mind. Oh, goodness. I'm not ready for this. I'm not ready. I don't feel ready. No, no.
Are you excited? Are you pumped? It's time for the class trial to begin! Like the bright burst of fireworks, like the flash of a soul clashing with life and death. And so, with no further ado,
Good, so I don't have to talk anymore.
everyone please meet at the usual spot. Make your way to the red door on the first floor of the school. See you soon.
It would seem...
It's unfortunate, but I suppose this is where our investigation comes to an end. You'll have to figure out the rest for yourself and come to the proper conclusion. Yeah, you're right.
Shall we go?
Well, we better get going. Okay. Oh, it gets smaller and smaller. Everyone had heard Monokuma's proclamation. They were gathered at the red door. As soon as we were all there...
Monokuma appears!
Why are there fucking two of you? What the fuck? Why? Stop. He's multiplied? It's osmosis. Also, guys, I do have some new chat rewards, so check those out.
Wrong.
Nope, not multiplication, just looks that way because of illusion. I'm moving so fast it only looks like I've multiplied. Can you tell, guys? Which one's the real Monokuma?
Whew.
Can we just get on the elevator already?
Boy, tough crowd.
Two of them. Not playing along.
Stop
We're
talking.
not here to play with you. There are always a bunch who said that early on, lol.
Okay.
Fine.
Hey, hey!
And if everyone's ready to go, please board the pain train or elevator so it goes down there. Pain
Let's
train.
go.
I like that.
Please!
Although I'm not mentally prepared yet.
What the heck?
You'll never be mentally prepared. You can't run away anymore, hero. You're gonna pay for your sins.
What the
I
heck?
told you already. I didn't do it for serious. You know he's serious when he says for serious.
Hmm.
That reminds me, did you ever find the other costume or the notes? Well, no, but unfortunately, it would seem we have our culprit. He said what?
Hey,
This isn't the place to talk about. Save your accusation when we get to the courtroom.
That's right.
She's right. Let's get down there first, and we can story really begin. Good idea. That's right. I have to do it. I can't let whoever killed Hifumi and Taka get away with it. For everyone who's still alive, and for the two lives that are lost. The one who killed Fumi and Taka, the one who killed two of our friends, the killer is someone right here. Took one last deep breath and exhaled slowly, began to walk towards the elevator once everyone was aboard. We descended the pain train to madness. The doors closed on their own and the steel box began to move. God, the group is growing smaller and smaller. Clunking elevator kept us company as we fell further and further down. There was no going back. Until we settled all this, we couldn't go anywhere. Not sure how long it was before the elevator finally came to a stop. The elevator door slid open, opening up to our cruel fate. When I see all of you gathered today, when I see all of you gathered together like this, I realize just how few of you there are left. Your school life is slowly reaching its climax.
Just the worst.
Only because of you. Why? Why are you making us do such cool things to each other? What? Do you really hate me so much? But I'm so cute.
Come on.
Stop goofing around and begin the trial. Don't rush me. Of course I'm gonna start it. I would never be like, stay tuned for the action-packed class trial after this commercial break. Oh my god. I never hold out on you like that. Okay, let's begin. Get to your assigned seats. And so the curtains opened once again. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith, a deadly class trial. Yes. Save my game in a different save slot. Okay. Let me review. Victims, cause of death through a blow to the head. Oh, E. Tarp was found under Kiyotaka's body. It appeared to use Kiyotaka in order to avoid leaving any bloodstains. The dolly is assumed that this is the same dolly in the equipment room where Kiyotaka's body was originally discovered. When they were first found in the nurse's office, Fumi's glasses were covered in blood. However, when they were seen in the repository, they were completely clean. Hammers of all shapes and sizes were found in the repository. One of them was found wet and had apparently been recently washed. Door connection to the art room repository was designed to open only from the repository side. According to Hina, it was locked during the search of the missing body. However, when the body was discovered, it had somehow been unlocked. Puddle of blood was found in the equipment room. The cloth was found in the trash can in the nurse's office. It was branded with a popular cartoon character. It was found with blood on it. One has to wonder if someone used it to wipe away some blood. Foody's body disappeared when Celeste and Hina left the nurse's office to use the bathroom. Apparently they weren't gone for more than a minute or two. This is the note that Yasuhiro wrote to get everyone to meet in the dining hall. This all says the handwriting is marked neat and clear. A few blueprints. No one but Yasuhiro could have possibly fit into the costume. In addition, anyone wearing it would not have been able to see their feet or bend their waist at more than 90 degrees. Apparently, Yasuhiro received a mysterious note. 6 o'clock. Paper. Each student has their own e-handbook. The owner's name is displayed. It is believed that no handbooks are involved in carrying out the murder this time. Okay. Set skills. I don't know if I got any more skills. Alright, that's it. Someone attempted to replicate Hira's impeccably perfect handwriting, almost got away with it. Yeah. All rise.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Now then, to begin with...
We already know who did it.
Oh, Hina. Oh, Hina's hair. Look at Hina's hair.
Was that?
It was Hiro. He does not have an alibi for when the murders took place, and we found him in that suit.
Don't try and deny it. You killed them.
Look at her hair. Her hair is so dynamic.
I didn't! Someone knocked me out! I was asleep the whole time! I don't know anything about it!
Look at his coattails.
Shut your murdering mouth, murderer!
Oh, shut up, Genocide.
Who are you calling a murderer?
I am sorry to say, Hiro, but we do have evidence.
It's not even her hair's final form. Hina's hair is like a scythe.
Blueprints for the suit. Parts we assume were used to build it. And all of it was found in your room. You have to admit, the evidence is quite compelling. It points to you as having created the suit and wearing it while committing crime after crime.
How many times do I have to tell you? I don't know!
Is Hiro really the killer? Or before anything else, we have to make that clear. Alright, here we go. That's a hero's message.
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough that you are the culprit.
I don't know anything about that stuff! It's not true, it's a conspiracy!
Like
Hiro,
aliens.
why? Why did you kill them?
No! Just hold on a second!
I think I know what it is. I think it's the part about the blueprints because they're trying to, like, the handwriting isn't the same. When you look at the blueprints, the handwriting is awfully messy if I remember right. Here's my handwriting is, yep.
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough.
No, that's wrong.
Ding dong, wrong!
Are we sure Hiro really made those blueprints?
What do you mean?
Well, take a look at this. It's the note that Hiro wrote, asking everyone to meet up after Alter Ego disappeared. The handwriting's obviously different, wouldn't you say? When you compare it to the blueprints.
There's no way you could think the same person made both of them.
Unless that person made it a point to disguise their handwriting.
No, the differences are bigger than that, I think.
Come on! I'm not smart enough to think of trying to change my handwriting anyway.
So, Makoto, are you saying you don't think Hiro's the culprit?
And he's not the only one. I think Hiro's innocent as well.
Ooh, we got Byakuya on our team. Ooh, it feels good.
What?
Ding dong, y'all are wrong. Oh, that's the saying. Ding dong, y'all are wrong. Yep. Damn, roasting yourself, Hiro.
Then who was in that Robo-Justice suit? Is it like Hiro said? Was there really someone running around in a second suit?
The suspicious individual hidden within the suit. Go ahead, Makoto. Tell them who it was.
Of course he passed. Same.
So, who was in the Robo-Justice suit?
Suspicious individual in the Illuminati. It was Hiro.
I got it!
It was Hiro.
Other than Hiro, I can't think of anyone else it could have been.
Go ahead, Makoto.
Obviously, he was the one in that particular suit, and we never found any kind of second suit.
Then there can be no doubt. Hiro is the prime suspect.
Tell him, Naiki.
That doesn't make any sense. You just said Hiro didn't do it.
It makes perfect sense. Hiro was the suspicious individual in the suit, but he's not the culprit.
So what you're saying is...
That's right. The culprit in this case has nothing to do with being in the Robo-Justice suit.
Oh, that's right. Because the picture only showed that he was moving Hifumi's body in the rec room. It didn't mean that Robo-Justice is the one killing them. I think the person in the other suit was Taka at first. They're both pretty tall and have long limbs. Ah, yeah.
What? Now that's a bold assumption.
And what reason do you have to make such a statement? You do have a reason, yes?
Of course. But before we get to that, there's something else we need to clarify first. So let's get that out of the way.
Hey, stop trying to boss us around.
All things have a proper order.
So what is it? What needs to be clarified?
We must clarify the method of transportation for Taka's lifeless body.
Celeste getting upsetty spaghetti because
It would seem that his corpse was moved using certain particular items. Makoto, can you tell us what they were?
Tell them, Makoto. Things that were used. So it was the dolly.
I got it!
Still one more thing. It was the dolly and the tart.
I got it!
Couldn't you
They
just
were
like double select?
A dolly and a tarp, right?
What's the attitude? I need an emoji for this face. Please give me an emoji for this face. What is it? Please, my queen of making emotes.
So, let's see if I can explain. Taka's body disappeared from the equipment room, and then we rediscovered it in the repository.
Makoto, can you tell us what they were? He sounds like an elementary school teacher. I want the Hina emote first. No, I didn't mean like actually creating them. I meant like in chat form what it would look like.
And when we found it for the second time, it was wrapped in a blue tarp, right? It was the same tarp that up until then was stored in the equipment room. So the killer must have seen it there and decided to use it when they moved Taka's body. That way, they wouldn't leave any bloodstains while they were moving it.
Okay, that explains the tarp. And the dolly?
Same thing. I'm sure the dolly was in the equipment room when we first found Taka's body there. But when the body disappeared, so did
Mary.
the dolly. Later, when Taka's body reappeared in the repository, so did the dolly.
In other words, you think they used the dolly to move the body. Am I right? But are you sure you are not mistaken?
Huh?
Sits in the corner of dismay. No, Mary, no, I love you.
Are you absolutely positive the dolly was in the equipment room when we found Taka's body? That dolly was made specifically for moving large objects between the repository and the art room. It would be very strange indeed to discover it had made its way to the equipment room. Is it not possible that it was in the repository all along, and you simply didn't realize it?
Oh my god, I love that.
She's raised an objection. How do you respond?
Yes, sir.
There is no shame in being wrong. Nobody expects much from you anyway.
Oh, I really hope she's the killer. I really hope so for saying that comment. Bad Celeste.
We have all accepted the fact that you rarely understand what is going on around you.
Boy! What the fuck? Celeste, you're making it pretty obvious you're the culprit. Boy! I never had anyone sound so nice while being so mean. Maybe I could change her mind. If I could just explain to him why the dolly must have been moved from the equipment to the repository. A new element has been this. Why? Why are there more things? No. Why? Yes, please. What the fuck is it? Let's talk about reloading. Starting with this next bullet time battles, we're gonna add one more ingredient. Is this the final ingredient? It better fucking be. On the bottom of the screen, underneath the tempo marker, you'll see your ammo count. Oh wait, this is bullet time. This is the thing. Is Bayaka a participant or is he the almighty judge? He's so condescending. Time and how you just on certain part mistakes from now on, just locking on and pressing them loud won't be enough to handle them. Now it costs you 1 bullet to destroy a single remark. Once you run out of bullets, you can't destroy any more statements no matter how locked on you are. After you can reload by pressing the tab key. Just like walking on, you'll have to press the tab key in time with the tempo maker. Basically, just remember that the tab key has a function along with right mouse and left mouse. It will automatically reload in the start of favorite time when your automatic ammo not decreased. Oh, but if you have action difficulty sound gentle, you won't have to reload at all. In which case, you can ignore everything I just said. Well, good luck and have fun. Wait, hold on. Oh, wait, that's still on that. Wait, no, wait. Wait, how to use... Wait, reload and then space. Okay.
You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere.
Oh, that was escape, not tab. Oopsies.
Do your worst. Away with you. You miserable wretch. I cannot agree. You are a fool. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst, you miserable wretch. You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. Away with you. I cannot agree.
This should prove it.
Nice. I don't know how I did that, but I did it. Lies will get
If
you
you're
nowhere,
asking
says
for
the queen
proof
of
that
lies.
the dolly moved,
Yes. If you're
I
asking...
have it right here.
Okay.
When I found the dolly in the repository, one of the wheels had a blood stain on it. There was a pool of blood in the equipment room with a tire mark in it that matched the dolly wheel's tread. The killer probably rolled the dolly through the blood on accident as they wheeled the body out of the room. And as the blood dried on the tire, they moved the body into the repository. So there's my proof that the dolly was used to move Taka's body.
She's like, Teh. Jesus. Oh my goodness. Oh fuck, wait. No. There, we did it. Celeste really hate me that much?
Well, anyway, that was just something we had to get out of the way. Let's get back to the main subject.
Remember that time where I was streaming and it wouldn't let me comment?
Yeah, the subject of how Robo Justice didn't do it. Because if it's not a killer robot, then what kind of robot is it?
I'm not sure that really matters.
I'd be happy to explain why the occupant of the suit couldn't possibly be the killer.
But I'm gonna let Makoto do it instead.
If you look back on how the body was transported, it will become immediately obvious.
What is that? Oh my god, I love that face. I don't know, I feel like the other one can be neither expressed. I don't have better ideas on LMAO. So look how the body was removed, it would be clear why the person in the suit couldn't have done it. What does it mean by that? Because the suit can't bend from the waist down.
As we know, Taka was killed in the equipment room. And from there, the body was moved to the repository, correct?
Yeah, the culprit wrapped the body in the tarp, then loaded it onto the dolly and wheeled it off, right?
Now, keep in mind that the dolly doesn't have a handle.
Well, yeah, but even without a handle, all you'd have to do is bend over.
But you
No,
can't
it's
in
wrong.
the suit, 'cause you can't bend down.
You're absolutely right that you could push a dolly without a handle if you stoop down low. But if you were wearing that suit, do you think you could actually get into a position like
The
that?
same ultimate school that has like 35 hammers, but they can't afford a dolly with a hammer. Wrong!
What do you mean?
Think back to what you said when we were all checking out the suit together. Remember?
Blind as a bat in here, can't see my feet at all. I'm surprised you got anywhere in this thing. I'm telling you, it wasn't me. Not to mention, you totally can't bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
When you're in that suit, not only can you not see your feet, but you can't even bend at the waist. Am I right about that?
Now that you mention it, yeah.
It seems like it'd be awfully hard to push that dolly if you couldn't bend over.
Well, what's to stop you from simply pushing the dolly with your feet?
When you can't even see your feet? You really think someone could kick the dolly all that way?
For real.
Yeah, it'd be totally impossible. Not that I can say for sure myself.
On top of that, if you were wearing such a rigid, cumbersome suit, it's very unlikely you would have the dexterity to go about wrapping the body in a tarp.
Well, I mean, isn't that just a matter of taking off the suit when you're ready to move the body?
There's absolutely no chance that the costume was taken off just to move the body because you can't take it off by yourself.
I don't think taking off the suit was an option. If you remember,
You think I can't actually get it off? A little help? Why would someone think you can't take it off by yourself? I didn't make this stupid friggin' thing. There's a class in the back that keeps you from getting it off. It looks pretty sturdy. I don't think you can get it off on your own. You don't have a choice. Let's help him.
That's true. It seems impossible to put the suit on or take it off without help.
Then, you really can't take it off by yourself? Hero wasn't just making it up?
You helped, you dumbass. Oh my god.
Of course I wasn't making it up.
if he could have gotten it off by himself, I don't think he would have let us see him wearing it. Showing up in the suit was basically an invitation for everyone to suspect it.
Yeah, that's right.
So, it's really, really true that Robo Justice couldn't have moved the dolly?
To be clear, whoever did move the body, it couldn't have been Hero in the robot suit, correct?
No, wait. Just a second, if you please. Have you forgotten about the picture that I took? You all got a good look at it, did you not? The image of Hifumi being dragged away by Robo Justice?
Is he being dragged away, though? It doesn't look like he's being dragged away.
If whoever was in that suit is not the culprit, how do you explain that? Besides, do you remember what the now deceased Hifumi said?
How did you get hurt? A guy hit me. What guy? Just this here. That's why I decided to call him just now.
So long as those facts exist, the proper conclusion is beyond question. The individual inside the suit and the culprit are one and the same. It was Hiro, without a doubt.
Yeah. Yeah, that's gotta be right.
Hold on a second!
It's still far too early to reach that conclusion. Besides, there's no hurry to decide who did it. Before we rush to a verdict, shouldn't we explore every single possibility? Instead of seizing on one viewpoint, the truth is uncovered by analyzing things from every angle.
Perhaps, but where do we go from here?
Let's review this series of unfortunate events from the beginning.
That's it.
Maybe we'll uncover something new.
What a pain in the ass!
You're a pain in the ass.
I don't disagree, but our lives are on the line. If this is what it takes, we have to do it.
Plus, maybe we'll get to find out where the heck Kyoko was when everything went down.
All right then, let's take another look back at what happened. I suppose we could start with this morning. 4 of us gathered together in the dining hall. Makoto, Hina, Kyoko, and myself. We waited there for quite a while, but nobody else showed up, so we went to look for everyone. That was around 8 a.m.
And as soon as we split up, Kyoko went missing.
Soon after that, Hina found Celeste in the rec room and quickly came to get Makoto and me.
It seems I was unconscious for about an hour after I was attacked by my mystery assailant. I know it was an hour because I remember being attacked a little after 7.
That was when we saw Celeste's picture and discovered that her assailant had been wearing a strange costume.
I still feel like it's Celeste.
As it turns out, it was Robo-Justice. It also soon became clear that this same Robo-Justice had abducted Hifumi. We were soon joined in our search by Byakuya and Toko, and then went on to find Hifumi in the library. He was injured, so we took him to the nurse's office and resumed our search for the suspect. But not long after leaving the nurse's office...
Saw a shadow. Something was on the top of the stairs.
When Celeste told us that, we decided to split up and search the 2nd floor. And soon after that,
I saw someone moving around on the 3rd floor, and I yelled out to everyone as soon as I did.
It's a rather intense scream for someone like you. I saw him, the strange costumed man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was walking the stairs, so he'd head further down the hallway and disappeared.
and then,
He came from downstairs and must have been Hifumi. He's in the nurse's office. He's back. Come on, we have to go back.
at that point we decided to divide up into 2 groups. Celeste, Hina, and I went back to the nurse's office, while Sakura, Byakuya, and Toko chased after the suspect. When we got back to the nurse's office, we found Hifumi, dead. And that's when we heard the body discovery announcement. I left Celeste and Hina there and headed back to the 3rd floor, to let the others know what had happened.
Meanwhile, we had just discovered Taka's body in the equipment room. We must have found both bodies at almost exactly the same time, because we heard the same announcement not long after we discovered his body.
And that's when I told you guys about Hifumi. Then the 3 of us headed for the nurse's office. But right after we left the physics lab, we ran into Celeste, who'd arrived after us. And she told us something very surprising.
It's gotta be Celeste as the delivery person. What the fuck?
We rushed back to the nurse's office and saw that she was right.
Then we remembered we'd left Toko passed out in the equipment room, so we hurried back again.
This can't be happening. Are we hallucinating all the same things?
But when we got there, we discovered that now Taka's body had also gone missing. Next thing we knew, we were searching the school for 2 missing dead bodies. And after some time...
Celeste informed us that she'd found the bodies, and we all headed to the repository. which is where we rediscovered the corpses.
I think that about covers it.
I see. The whole thing sounds exceptionally complicated.
Got that right.
It certainly seems to me that these are not a simple series of connected events.
Okay, well, if that's true, then what?
Rather than a single series of events, I think we have to consider each murder a separate situation.
Ooh, yes.
And from there, we can uncover the contradictions surrounding all of them. Now then, let's get started, beginning with what happened to Taka.
Contradictions hidden in what happened to Taka. In order to uncover the truth of this case, I have to find them no matter what. Of course you do. You don't have to say that every time. Danganronpa file number 3.
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See? So it's obvious Taka...
Wait. Oh, no, I can't look at my... Okay. Oh, wait, can I? No, I can't. The Justice Hammers were numbered, but were they really used in that order? They were not. I just don't know.
Regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
Wait, that wasn't... Was that right? Or did I just not hit it correctly?
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
I feel bad for doing this
So,
like 50,000
regarding
times.
Taka's death, I wonder if, or perhaps it was. We already know what order they were. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
Fucking missed it again. Okay. Yeah, I think I know what you're getting at here. Okay.
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
Was it not?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
Oh, no, that's incorrect. Come on, okay, let's go like that. Let's make
Shoot.
Okay.
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was
Wait,
after?
hold on. How do you fucking... Got it.
We
okay.
already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
I don't know what words.
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi. Or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that
Fucking missed
Hifumi
it
was
again.
killed with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
So is that the right statement, and then I just put it to the statement I've been trying? Is that what it is? Please tell me. Is that what it is? I'm fucking dumb. Wait, no, I don't want Twitter. No, stop. No.
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi. Or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes
If
you
I
say
get
that?
this wrong, then yes.
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammer.
No, it was right.
it's wrong.
All right, it was right. Okay.
Hold on. There's no reason to assume that the hammers were used in the same order as their numbers.
Taka came last. Personally, I think it's the second into the first, but it's been a while.
If anything, that's just another way the killer tried to disguise their actions.
Woo, we did it.
So you're saying the culprit wanted us to think the hammers were used in order, but in reality, Taka was killed before Hifumi?
Yes. and I
Okay
have
then.
Proof.
Let's see the proof.
I do have proof. Yes, I have proof. It's the watch. It's the watch. It's the watch. Wristwatch. Wristwatch.
Now I understand. I've got it. Taka's wristwatch. See? Look. It broke with the hands pointing just past 6 o'clock.
It must have gotten broken when he was attacked by the killer. Because as of last night,
Gross Taka's wristwatch at his face. Hey, you! How long are you gonna keep us waiting? Taka's irritated voice pierced the air. It's 10 o'clock, you know that? Bedtime for all little boys and girls.
so if it wasn't broken after 6 last night, then he must have been attacked around 6 this morning.
And that would be his official time of death.
But if that's true, then he was killed well before Hifumi.
Reminds me of when I'm trying to remember a word but can only remember a few letters.
And before Celeste was attacked this morning, which happened around 7.
That's right. Taka was killed before any of the other incidents took place.
That simple fact slipped past all of us. We made the wrong assumption about the order of events, all because of those justice hammers.
That's exactly why the culprit wrote the numbers on each hammer and had them increase in size. That way, when we saw how they were used in each incident, we'd easily make that wrong assumption.
Now, if Taka was killed around 6, then everyone's alibis for his murder go out the window. Because when he was killed, we hadn't met up in the dining hall yet.
Ooh, yes.
That may be true in the case of Taka's murder, but all of our alibis still hold true for Hifumi's death.
That's right. With him, at least, we're all safe.
Version in the next game.
When we heard Hifumi screaming, we were all together. Except for Hiro and Kyoko. Then we all ran down to the nurse's office, and that's where we found his body.
That's totally true. We're all in the clear.
Oh, I know! They must have recorded him screaming on a tape or something, then played it later on.
If that's true, where's the tape?
I don't know.
I love how he throws ideas out, like, oh, maybe this happened. And it's like, oh, just postulating, guys.
Don't just go making stuff up.
Anyway, we all have rock-solid alibis for when we heard Hifumi scream. Since all of us were there together, clearly none of us could have killed him.
And it does not stop there. There was also the moment when we discovered his body had disappeared. When his body vanished from the nurse's office, Hina and I were in the bathroom together, while everyone else was in the equipment room, correct? And then there's the disappearance of Taka's body from the equipment room. At that time, we were all gathered together in the nurse's office because of Hifumi going missing.
Well, don't forget, I was passed out in the equipment room the whole time.
Wait, then what if Genocide Jill did it? She could have dragged Taka's body out of there right then.
Even if she could pull that off, there's no way she could have done the same with Hifumi's body. Because, as we just established, she was passed out in the equipment room when his body disappeared.
Besides, I didn't do either of them anyway.
In other words, it is impossible that any of us could have killed Hifumi or moved either of their bodies. On the other hand, Hiro and Kyoko had disappeared, so they most certainly could have done those things.
So what now, Kyoko?
For now, we can't get fixated on who did it, or we'll just keep going around in circles. So instead of who, I propose we start talking about how.
Forgot the hangman gameplay for V3, but I'm sure it's better than 2.
In particular, I think we need to figure out how Hifumi's body got moved.
Ooh, yes.
That's
yes,
true.
We do.
We searched everywhere, but we couldn't figure out how to explain his body disappearing.
That one gets stressful late game.
And according to what Celeste said,
Can have been gone for more than a minute or two, though, so the killer was able to get in and move Hifumi's body in that short amount of time. It would seem so.
his body apparently disappeared in the 1 minute her and Hina took their eyes off of it. But to carry that much weight from the first floor up to the third in that short amount of time?
Ooh, we're sweating bullets.
Oh man, yeah! There's no way! It'd be impossible!
Well, what if I told you there was a way to make the impossible possible?
It's a fake body.
What? How?
If the dead body were to move itself.
Maybe. Oh, did he walk? Did he walk up there?
The dead body moved on its own?
No! Not another ghost!
I don't think it has anything to do with the occult. I think what she's implying is we thought Hifumi was dead, but perhaps in reality he was still alive.
He was alive?
Are you saying Hifumi wasn't carried out of the nurse's office, but simply walked out on his own?
I hate the robot emojis.
But I mean, we found his body. He was dead.
Why is this a shocker? They all realized that he didn't die when first found.
Perhaps he was simply playing dead.
That it isn't possible.
The idea that Hifumi was still alive is really possible. Make your argument. Broken wristwatch.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
How would you
And you know
check
that
a pulse?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about that?
Ooh,
Maybe
wait.
the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Sure, the body discovery announcement was only made once, but Hifumi talks about his discovery at almost the exact same time.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office,
Celeste be like,
there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about that?
I'm sure I'm
Maybe
supposed
the
to click
announcement
that
was
one.
intended to signal someone else's discovery.
I don't... No, because remember Sakura announced having heard the body discovery alert at the same time that the other body was supposedly found. God. I don't know what statements to use. Help. Is this another memory one? Is this another memory thing?
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
Help.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about that?
Wait, you're
Maybe the
confusing
announcement
me.
was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Oh, oops, it's not set to hit when the user in right now.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found.
There we go.
No, that's wrong.
I was just unsure if it was broken wristwatch or not.
Was the body discovery announcement that was made really intended for Hifumi?
Of course it was. The announcement played right after we discovered his body.
Maybe. But that was also the same time that Taka's body was found.
That's right. It wasn't long after finding his body that we heard the announcement.
So there's a good chance we've made a mistake in there somewhere. I think we've confused whether the announcement was for Hifumi or Taka.
First of all, if 2 bodies had been found, there really should have been 2 announcements.
Maybe Monokuma simply got lazy and rolled them together into one.
What do you say, Monokuma? Any comment?
Well, it's a very sensitive issue, so I can't go into too
What,
much
being
detail. But what I can say about the body discovery announcement is that
You only play
it's
one.
only broadcast when 3 or more people find a dead body for the first time.
So it doesn't actually mean that if you find 2 dead bodies, it just means any
That didn't answer our question, man. We're asking if you're a lazy bum.
Love that.
No, actually, that was plenty.
Yes.
He said it's
This is
only
the only time
broadcast
where
when a body is
Yakuai
discovered
and I
for
are
the
on the same
first time.
team.
Which means, even if we find the same body again later, he won't make the announcement again.
I thought his name was Monokuma. Kumo.
If that's true, then why was the announcement made again later on?
Huh? Later on?
Exactly. We heard the body discovery announcement twice.
Second body discovery announcement. First time it played when we found each body. I forgot it played twice. That was when both bodies were rediscovered.
I got it! We heard it a second time in the repository, when we rediscovered the 2 bodies. It didn't seem weird at the time, but it contradicts what Monokuma just told us, doesn't it?
Exactly. If we were actually rediscovering both bodies, the announcement shouldn't have played.
Then in reality, when the 2 dead bodies were rediscovered, one of them was actually being discovered for the first time.
So, when we found Hifumi the first time in the nurse's office, he wasn't actually dead yet.
So he died from blood
Meaning
loss.
he wasn't actually found dead until we came upon him in the repository.
Monokuma.
And that's just part of it. There's one other thing that leads me to believe he was still alive in the nurse's office.
Oh, I know! Because he was super good at playing dead!
Oh, this is on auto. Oh well.
That is the worst logic I have ever heard. But honestly, I do not think there's anything that can prove he was still alive.
Okay then, let's take another look at the events surrounding the discovery of his body.
Monokuma.
Then it should become clear whether he was really alive or not. This whole thing is pointless.
To be proved that Shin is still alive, I have to find someone. Oh, because he used the cloth to wipe his glasses.
Well, here's one thing we do know. The first time we found Hifumi's body was in the nurse's office. And then, while me and Celeste were in the bathroom,
Monaco.
his body disappeared.
And the next time we saw his body, it was in the repository.
But when you compare his body before being moved and his body after being moved, other than the change in how it was positioned, there was no notable difference.
Ah, it's gonna be this one. Okay.
Then, was he really still alive?
Of course not.
Monaco.
It is impossible. This is ridiculous.
Well, here's one thing. The first time we found him, and then his body
And the next time, it was in the repository.
But when you compare his body before being moved and his body after being moved, other than the change in how it was positioned, there was no notable difference.
No, that's wrong!
Oh my goodness.
In
Ding
fact,
dong, y'all are
there was
wrong.
one clear difference between Hifumi in the nurse's office and the repository. His glasses. That fact alone proves that he was only playing dead in the beginning.
Perhaps you'd like to fill the rest of us in?
When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered with blood. But when we found him again later in the repository, they were spotless. And I found the item he used to wipe them clean in the nurse's office trash can.
No, it's... apps.
I got it! It was a glasses cleaning cloth featuring a certain cartoon mascot. One look at the bloodstain on the cloth should make things clear. This piece of cloth was used to wipe Hifumi's glasses clean. And the mascot on the cloth is the same one that's on the digital camera, right? And whose digital camera was it? Hifumi's, of course.
The character was Princess Piggles from Demon Angel Pretty Pudgy Princess, I think.
I highly doubt anyone but Hifumi would have brought something like this to school.
I see your point. And the only people here who wear glasses are...
I wouldn't be caught dead using a tacky piece of garbage like that.
A few tissues is all I need to keep my glasses clean.
Then there's no question. It belonged to Hifumi.
So what you're saying is... what exactly?
What I'm saying is, the blood on his glasses was wiped away using his own glasses cleaning cloth.
Even if that is true, it does not mean he wiped the blood off himself.
But who would benefit from a clean pair of glasses other than the glasses owner?
Someone who wears glasses.
That's
That
a
is
good
true.
point.
Then it must have been him, right?
So let's assume that Hifumi was still alive in the nurse's office.
If only Hifumi didn't have 0.03 out of 20 vision.
He pretends to be dead. Then when he's alone, he wipes his glasses clean so he can see. Then he stands up and walks out on his own 2 feet. And with that, the impossible task of moving his copious corpse becomes possible, wouldn't you say?
But then, if he was just pretending to be dead, What was with all that blood? Was it paint or something?
The fridge in the nurse's office contains packs of blood for emergencies. He probably used one of those.
He figured if he was gonna play dead, he should go all out, so he just dumped it everywhere! But he got crazy with it and had to wipe his glasses off when he was done! God, what an idiot!
And if Hifumi was still alive at that point, the disappearance of Taka's body is easily explained. It should be perfectly obvious who must have moved Taka's corpse.
It was Hifumi himself.
I got it! It could only have been Hifumi.
While we were all gathered in the nurse's office, he went to the equipment room and took Taka's body.
That also explains how the door to the repository got locked.
The door was locked?
Well, after the bodies disappeared, we all went looking for them, right? So me and Sakura headed for the repository. But when we got there, the door was locked.
And the repository door can only be locked from the inside. Which means when Hina and Sakura got to the repository, someone was already inside.
And it could only have been Hifumi, who just finished stashing Taka's body there.
He convinced us all he was dead, and when he saw his chance, he dragged Taka's body to the repository. So, Hifumi wasn't just another victim in this case. He was one of the assailants.
Ooh.
But that means he took part in the murders.
I just can't believe it.
If you're having trouble, would you like me to show you one more piece of
That
evidence?
coy smile.
There's more?
Oh, absolutely. The single biggest fact pointing to his involvement has yet to be revealed. You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The item he took off of Taka's lifeless body?
Yes, I do. It is the...
I got it! You're talking about the note
Thing.
Hifumi had hidden away, aren't you?
Hidden note?
That's right. We found it stuffed in his pants.
What? In his pants?
Oh, God.
Yes, his pants.
Oh, absolutely. Kyoko, you stone cold bitch. I love you so much.
Okay, well, forget about the pants for now. Take a look at what the note says.
Love that face. Found a hole, maybe we can use to escape. Akuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet at the equipment room at 6 a.m.
That's the note I was telling you about. The one that told me where to go.
Him, yes, his pants.
Huh? Wait, this one's a little different. In my note it said, Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m.
I see. Then this note isn't the same one Hiro got.
It's not the same?
In other words, the killer got in touch with another person besides Hiro. And that person could only have been...
Taka.
I got it! That's right! Taka! The killer used this note to draw out Taka and murder him.
Hello? Over here! Objection! Objection!
You're not doing it right. You have to do the point.
I don't really understand what's going on, but Hifumi had that letter, right? So whoever wrote it wasn't drawing out TikTok, they were drawing out Huffy!
Tiki Toby, is that you?
Just to be clear, TikTok is Taka and Huffy is
TikTok,
Hifumi,
everybody.
right?
The newest trend of 2010.
Yes! Why must you ruin it every time?
Hifumi's pants, of course. Can't let her get to me. Make your argument. It's a scrap of paper. Oh, wait, what? What?
Huffy had the note, right? Then the person it was intended for must have been Huffy!
But remember what the note said. What time did it say to meet?
6 a.m., I believe.
The time doesn't matter! The note has nothing to do with TikTok!
think I know what I'm going for. It's the broken
Puppy
wristwatch.
had the note, right? Then the person it was intended for must have been Huffy!
But remember what the note said. What time did it say to meet?
6 a.m., I believe.
The time doesn't matter! The note has nothing to do with TikTok!
No, that's wrong.
Getting better at the controls is just using them.
No, there absolutely
I love how
is
the
a
last
connection.
background comment was just being a shooting star meme. Wait, no, wait, really? I didn't even notice. Fuck. Shooting star was a good meme back in 2016.
What the hell are you talking about?
The note said to meet at 6 a.m., which is the same time Taka was murdered. You've already proven that using his wristwatch. But there's more. Look where the note says to meet. The equipment room, right?
Which is where Taka was killed. I see.
So, Taka was murdered at both the time and place written in the note. I think that should be plenty to show that this note was definitely meant for Taka.
And then there's the rook scrap.
Well, when you put it like that... No further objections!
Then someone used that note to trick Taka. Just the same as me. The culprit really is a cold-blooded monster. Telling people they found a way out.
But if they gave the note to Taka, what was Hifumi doing with it?
Stuffed down his pants, no less!
Most likely. Hifumi stole it off Taka's corpse after he died.
Huh? He stole it?
Where's your proof? Go ahead, show us.
So the note is the ripped part. Boom.
I got it! When I searched Taka's body, I saw that his lifeless hand was gripping a small scrap of paper. If I'm right about this, the sheet of paper this piece came from is... I knew it! It fits perfectly with the note we found hidden on Hifumi.
Wow.
Then
Good job,
Taka's
detective.
scrap and Hifumi's note.
Yup, they're from the same piece of paper.
They're one and the same, bitches.
Hifumi had the note meant for Taka, while Taka's corpse still grasped a small piece of that note. There's only one way to explain it.
Taka died clutching the note. Hifumi tried to free the note from his death grip, leaving behind only one small scrap. Did I get all that right?
That means Hifumi knew the note was important.
I love Sakura because she looks like Locust, which is amazing. It's
Exactly.
fantastic.
Which proves that
Right,
he was an
Mary?
accomplice in the murder.
Whoa. Yeah. After seeing all this, Hifumi was super involved in this whole thing for sure. In fact, he was behind the whole thing. In fact, he's still alive!
Sorry, no. When we found him in the repository, Hifumi was truly and completely dead. The second body discovery announcement proves that.
So then, who killed Hifumi?
Whoever did is the mastermind, the true killer.
He was killed in the repository, so he must have been killed not long after transporting Taka's body.
So, he must have been killed after Taka's
I
body
knew it was
vanished.
some
But
exchange.
before we found both bodies in the repository.
So who was alone during,
During that time, we'd all split up and were searching for Taka's missing
Too
body.
much conspiracy hero.
In other words, during that time, none of us have alibis.
Wait, but me and Sakura were together.
Oh man, if only we knew someone Hifumi would do anything for. Perhaps someone in a Lolita's goth outfit, perhaps?
Stop trying to steal the spotlight, you stupid walrus!
Who are you calling a walrus?
I thought she was Milk Jug or whatever the fuck.
Anyway, when they were killed bothers me too. But there's something that's been bothering me even more.
And what might that be?
The weapon they used to kill Hifumi.
Alter ego?
The weapon?
Yeah, because I mean, According to the
Was it
Monokuma
Sayaka?
file, the way Taka and Hifumi were killed was almost the same, with them having similar fractures and all.
The washed hammer. The washed hammer.
But
the
Justice
washed
Hammer 3 and 4 were still laying around in the nurse's office and equipment room, right? So if Hifumi was killed in the repository, the culprit would have had to grab one of the hammers,
was the murderer.
kill Hifumi,
Wow, computer virus.
then
wow.
put the hammer back where they found it. But wouldn't that be seriously risky for him?
I'm surprised. It seems there's some semblance of a brain knocking around that skull of yours after all.
Dramatic gasp. Kind of like with Celeste.
Hell yeah, it's packed in there good and tight.
Ew, thank God Donut's not here. Logically speaking, anyone who took alter ego could have controlled Taka or Hifumi. True, that is correct.
He's right, though. I don't understand it either. The Monokuma file makes it clear that they were killed using similar instruments. But if the hammers were already laying around those other rooms...
I can
So the
show
question is,
you
how could the culprit have gotten their hands on either of the hammers?
Just let me show you the fucking proof.
Personally, I haven't a clue.
So which hammer was used to attack Celeste? Number 1 or
Savage
number
brain.
2?
I've completely forgotten the whole alter ego business and how this fits into things.
Those were accounted for in other rooms too. And I don't think either one is big enough to kill someone.
I mean, if you hit hard enough, if you have enough elbow.
then,
This is not an elbow. I have a degree, my friends. This is not an elbow.
Is it not possible they used a different weapon?
I don't think it is possible. They were both killed with the same kind of thing, right?
Just let me show
So
you
then,
the proof.
what was used to kill Hifumi?
Oh my goodness. Babies. Pictures surrounding this case won't be clear until we figure that out. Somehow I know how to find you. Oh my god. Gonna hit me with a big
What was used to kill Hifumi? Was it Justice Hammer 3? Maybe Justice Hammer 4?
Well, whatever it was, there's one thing we have to figure out. How was the culprit able to move around so freely with the weapon? How did nobody witness them carrying it?
Sounds like a Justice Hammer 5 is about to make its appearance! Check out murdergear.com/hammertime for more info!
Well, one thing seems pretty clear. The murder weapon had to be one of the Justice Hammers!
I don't
And,
I don't know which
that's
one to
about it.
hit. I don't know which one. Repository, right? So they're also actually similar. I know I don't know which one to attack with my counter argument. Awesome from Hero. Or kill me in one shot.
What was used to kill
Someone go
Hifumi?
murder.
Was it Justice Hammer 3?
Come right now.
Maybe Justice Hammer 4?
Well, whatever it was, there's one thing we have to figure out. How was the culprit able to move around so freely with the weapon? How did nobody witness them carrying it?
Sounds like a Justice Hammer 5 is about to make its appearance! Check out murdergear.com/hammertime for more info!
well, one thing seems pretty clear. The murder weapon had to be one of the Justice Hammers!
There we go.
No, that's wrong.
Thank you, Mary, because I block links in chat.
The murder weapon wasn't a Justice
why.
Hammer at all.
'Cause
No,
spam.
it was something
I get it with a
completely
lot of
different.
spam bots.
But, seriously? A different weapon?
Specifically, a hammer from the repository. The killer could have easily used that to kill Hifumi. Now, all the hammers in the repository were covered in flecks of grit and debris. But for some reason, one of them had been scrubbed clean.
Huh?
Oh, my knee won't crack. Fuck.
And the reason it had been scrubbed clean was most likely because it was used to commit murder. If the hammer got covered in Hifumi's blood, of course they'd have to clean it off. I'd also like to point out that the repository has all kinds of hammers. Big ones, small ones, and even some flat mallet-like ones. I think whoever made the Justice hammers used those as a basis for their design.
Or just stole the 4 of them that are missing. There's clear spots for 4 of them that are missing. Am I the only one who notices this? I've been informed Genocider Saya's link doesn't exist now. I'm sad.
If that's true, that would explain the Monokuma file's note about the wounds being similar.
So Hifumi moved Taka's body to the repository, where someone then used a hammer to kill him.
And whoever did that is the true killer. The one Hifumi was working with. And the one who betrayed him.
Rats, thank you for checking and appeasing my curiosity.
Hold on a moment. I still think it's strange to assume someone was working together with him. The way the graduation rule works, there is no benefit to helping someone else carry out a murder. So the idea that anyone would work together like that is simply ludicrous. We talked about this, did we not?
We did talk about how there wouldn't be any reason for anyone to work together. At least that's what we thought at first. But Spotless Hammer.
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that 2 people work together on this.
That is how the rule was explained to us.
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right? In this case, however, there were 2 murders.
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us,
Even if more than one, only the one who actually, assuming the rule holds true.
That is how the rule was
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right? In this case, however, there were 2 murders.
based on the rules that have been laid out for us,
Even if more than one,
only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply...
No, that's wrong.
Celeste, I really hope you're the culprit, because that's my vibe
Since there were
right
2
now.
murders, it's at least plausible that more than one person was involved.
What do you mean?
If there'd only been one murder, then yes, the idea of an accomplice isn't really worth considering. Naturally, if only one person can be saved per murder, an accomplice has no risk versus reward benefit.
Risk versus reward benefit?
The payoff for working together. The reward that balances out the risk of taking part in the scheme. There's no point in being someone's accomplice if there's no benefit to you. However, if there were some potential mutual reward for the risk, then cooperation becomes possible.
You're saying that 2 people could act as each other's accomplices to commit 2 separate murders.
I think that's what the true killer told Hifumi. They would each have an accomplice for their crime.
Ooh.
And based on the case's events, Hifumi would have been the first one to act, murdering Taka. They made him carry out the first murder so he couldn't back out of helping them later on.
So in this case, there wasn't one single person committing multiple murders. Instead, each person killed someone, creating 2 separate incidents.
Yeah, because then, yep.
And it only looked like one person because that's how the true killer designed it to look. A single suspicious individual, a similar weapon used in each crime, disappearing bodies. By creating one seamless set of circumstances, they made it look like one person was behind it all.
The mastermind picked their target and managed to convince him to go along with their plan. And then, to avoid the no accomplices rule, they simply killed their accomplice. Which, if true, means that betraying Hifumi was part of the plan from the very beginning.
That's just awful. How could anyone be so cruel?
Celeste.
You think so? I can't help but admire its cunning. Still, their choice of accomplice seems odd.
Sorry, I thought I heard knocking on my door or something. Kyoko must have noticed that the fact from the very beginning, which is why she had said not to look at this series of connected events but entirely separate incidents. Kyoko is really amazing, although, when you think about it, she's almost too amazing. Like, it's almost unnatural how good she is at
I
that.
understand how an accomplice could be involved. But then, who was the one pulling Hifumi's strings?
That's problem numero uno right now.
Truko manipulated Hifumi to carry out numerous actions and in the end murdered him. The debates up until now, the way the case has unfolded, when you consider all that, there's really one person who seemed to fit. Select someone. I'm gonna say Celeste. I'm saying Celeste.
Here's my answer. It was Celeste.
Ah, so I'm the suspicious individual now, am I? I really do hate this kind of joke.
A joke? I wonder.
Oh, oof, oof.
So what you are saying then is that I specifically chose to work together with Hifumi.
Yeah, because he'll do anything for
The
you.
idea that I would choose to spend any amount of time interacting with him, that I would go within 10 feet of that shit for brains, that lazy, worthless goddamn idiot!
Oh god, her accent changed.
Pardonnez-moi.
Just to be clear, there is evidence to support it.
Is that so?
It is. Throughout the investigation, there was certain behavior that was common only to the two of you. Considering what we've learned so far, it only further proves that the two of you were working together.
What is that only Hifumi and Celeste had in common? The paper counting as
I got it!
individual.
The behavior they had in common has to do with the suspicious individual in the suit, doesn't it? The only ones who ever actually saw Robo-Justice firsthand were Celeste and Hifumi.
Shush, the adults are talking now.
Excuse me?
Sorry.
As he said, only Celeste and Hifumi ever laid eyes on the costumed individual. If we accept that Hifumi was one of the culprits, we can't help but suspect what Celeste has said as well.
Are you saying everything they told us was a lie?
After taking Hifumi to the nurse's office, we all began our search for this individual, correct? And not too long after that, do you remember what Celeste said? We headed to the second floor specifically because of what she claimed to have seen. Next, to draw us all to the physics lab up on the third floor,
She let out a blood-curdling scream.
and when we'd all come to see what was wrong, what was it she said?
Saw him in the strange costume man. He ran off as I screamed. He was blocking the stairs, so you heard further down the hall and was scared.
Once she'd done her job of getting us all up to the physics lab, it was time for her partner to get to work.
It was to get us to divide into two groups. So that we would discover both bodies at the same time?
In fact, Celeste was precisely the one who proposed that we split up. Well, if Celeste and Hifumi were working together, all those chance events suddenly become connected.
Uh-oh.
And on top of that, that piercing cry of yours early on. That was to signal Hifumi, wasn't it? It was your way of telling him, we're on the third floor, everything's going according to plan. Why else would you let out a scream that could have carried across the sea?
Ooh. And hello to my 10 viewers. Welcome. Hope you're having fun. I think we're getting
I just
somewhere
realized
now.
another strange thing.
Sweating bullets.
When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, who we now know was only pretending to be dead,
Certainly was not expecting this. I don't imagine that he was going to be murdered.
Celeste, you were the first one to say he'd been murdered. You wanted to make sure we wouldn't have any doubt in our minds.
I don't believe it. Everything. The whole thing was one big
Oh,
act.
she is the ultimate gambler. She lies. That's her
Hina,
thing.
you were with Celeste when Hifumi's body disappeared, right?
Yeah. I was feeling kind of sick, so Celeste took me to the bathroom. Wait! Then that was...
She wasn't worried about you. She just saw a chance to help Hifumi sneak out of the nurse's office.
Each piece isn't much by itself, but start putting them together and the picture gets very ugly indeed. Wouldn't you agree, Celeste?
I have no idea what you mean.
She's the ultimate liar.
Don't bother trying to deny it. You made one fatal mistake.
Oh, did I?
I didn't even catch it myself when you first said it, but looking back, I can say that that one little slip-up was your undoing.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about what you said after Hifumi's body disappeared and we returned to the nurse's office.
You must really be enjoying this. I'm enjoying the sight of us standing around frightened and confused. We're all going to die here. We're going to die just like those guys died.
I remember her saying that too, but I don't understand what's so strange about it.
I think...
Then pay attention. Sakura, Toko, and I were first to discover Taka's body in the equipment room.
I think someone's exercising downstairs.
Then Makoto showed up and told us Hifumi had been killed. So Sakura and I left with Makoto. Once we were in the hall, we ran into Celeste, and the four of us headed to the nurse's office. Now, the entire time we were together, none of us said anything about Taka being dead. Think about it. Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. It was completely out of place.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Although I don't really get what it means.
You hear that, Celeste? Everyone's having some trouble understanding. Could you repeat what you said? If you're really not the culprit, you shouldn't have any problem repeating it, right?
Byakuya said Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. What is he alluding to? Alluding to? I don't know. Okay, we found number 3.
All I said was, they must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys died. And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes to finish this. It's obvious, isn't it? What was so strange about Celeste's comment?
I don't know. When she said that she should have only been known about Hifumi's death. With that in mind, what's so strange about what she said is...
All I said was, they must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys died.
Oh no, damn it. Means this word's tiring me. If you stop wasting my time.
Shoot!
She couldn't have known Taco's dead yet.
All I said was, they must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys died.
No! What the fuck? I'm sorry. What?
Shoot!
I don't know.
All I said was, They must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys died. And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes to finish this. It's obvious, isn't it? What was so strange about Celeste's comment?
Forgot Byaku's statement was also
All
highlighted.
I said was, they must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those.
There we go.
No, that's wrong.
Ding dong, y'all are wrong. It only took me 3 tries. Jeez.
That's right. There's no reason Celeste should have said, just like those guys died. When she said that, none of us had told her Taka was dead.
Exactly. And we didn't run into her until after we were all out in the hall. So there was never any chance for her to have seen his body in the equipment room for herself.
So how did you know, Celeste? How did you know more than one person had been killed? And how did you know they were both guys? Because Kyoko had also disappeared, right? So she could have been dead too.
You all have such vivid imaginations. You know that?
Imaginations?
You claim that I was lying when I told you about the suspicious person I saw. Then what about the picture I took?
You framed him.
How do you explain this picture of the costumed villain dragging Hifumi away?
It has to be some kind of setup, right?
It's a setup.
So let's put the suit on, and then she used the camera's timer to set up the picture.
Have you so quickly forgotten? You are the only one who could have possibly fit into that suit. Plus, I happen to know that this particular camera does not have a timer. In other words, it is an unassailable fact that this is a picture of Hifumi being dragged away. If everything I told you was a lie, how can this picture exist?
Simple. Are we sure that's really a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away?
What could you possibly mean by that?
Surely there are other explanations than the one you've offered up.
No, there is no other explanation.
Other explanations. No, it was a picture of Hiro in the suit, but Hiro was unconscious. The costume person is barely holding on to Hifumi. Yeah! Another possibility is Hifumi's had been drinking.
I got it! It's not a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away. I would say it's a picture of Hifumi dragging the suspect away.
Oh, that's
Didn't like
certainly
that.
within the realm of possibility. The one being dragged off in that picture isn't Hifumi, but the person in the robot suit. We've simply been led to believe that it's the other way around. And the strange costume might only exist to lead us astray even farther. If you saw someone wearing something like that in this situation,
Yes.
of course you'd notice and be suspicious.
That's what happened! You put me to sleep and made me out to be the bad guy in all this!
Such a thing is utterly impossible.
The gasp.
Hifumi was dragging him away? Ridiculous.
Is it? I don't think it's ridiculous at all.
Then shut your mouth and allow me to educate you.
Ooh. Celeste thinks she could prove that there's no way Hifumi was dragging the suspect away, but is that really possible? This is getting intense. Oh goodness.
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out! Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight! You tried to make me look like the bad guy!
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
Then the fortune-telling idiot is the culprit after all!
No way!
Being here wasn't the mastermind. I've been bamboozled. Wow. If I remember correctly, Hina said so that you couldn't bend at the waist.
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out. Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight. You tried to make me look like the bad guy.
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
No, it's wrong. No. Even if the person inside the suit were unconscious, they could still stand up like that. Because that Robo-Justice suit had a certain characteristic.
Can't bend the waist.
That's right! They totally made a mistake when they made it, so it couldn't bend at the waist.
I'm not so sure that was a mistake. I think the suit was designed from the beginning to be used the way it was.
Oh, she mad.
Celeste and Hifumi took the suit they'd specially designed and stuffed Hiro into it. That's how they were able to fake that whole thing. The point of it all was to make us believe whoever was in the suit was to blame.
Well then, I suppose this is checkmate.
Checkmate?
Don't make me laugh, you idiot! What do you mean, checkmate?
Fuck.
Celeste? Clearly, you want to cram me into your little guilty box. Well, there's one little problem.
What the fuck is this
Have you
accent?
already forgotten what Hifumi told us as he lay dying?
There's to frame him. He wasn't.
When we asked him who had attacked him, his answer was quite clear, was it not? He
What is this
said, and I
voice?
quote, Yasuhiro.
In other words, Yasuhiro Hagakure!
Right! But my name isn't really Yasuhiro! It's actually Taro!
Your confusing statements don't make any sense. You're only making things more complicated.
He did say Yasuhiro, but are we sure he was really pointing the finger at
Yeah, but
Hiro?
who's the one losing their shit over being accused of murder? Exactly.
What the hell are you talking about? I'll burn you alive!
Acting is so tough too. She kills it.
Kyoko, what do you mean by that?
Think back to how Hifumi used to talk to us. How did he refer to each of us?
Didn't he say last names? Or did he give nicknames? Because I really don't remember. I think it was last names, right?
I got it!
His last names.
That's right! Our last names! He called us all by our last names!
Exactly. I know I heard him say Mr. Naegi more than once, for
Naegi.
example. So if Hifumi did mean to say Hiro's name, he would have said his last name, Hagakure.
I'm sure it was just incidental. By chance, his first name.
Indecent?
Don't talk.
Don't.
Random chance. Now isn't that a convenient explanation?
Convenience.
No. There's no reason to think he would have said the name any different than normal.
Tell the naive.
But he must have run out of energy before he could say any more.
So Hifumi was trying to tell us the last name of whoever killed him?
But the name he said doesn't apply to anyone here.
Well, no. Hold on. There's one person it could apply to, and that's Celeste. She never actually told us what her real name is.
What did you just say?
It's called everyone by last name except family or very close friends. Yeah.
To think you'd take your false accusation so far, I don't know whether to laugh or spit! Come on! Enough with your idiotic blather. Yasuhiro is a loser's name. Do I look like a loser to you? Well, do I?
Right now you do. What the fuck is this face?
What? I think I've earned the right to be a little on edge.
Okay, then fill us in. What's your real name?
So this honestly sounds kind of like teenage Angelica from Red Rise.
Make sure your ear holes are wide open and listen up! My real name is Celestia Ludenberg. Could you please stop making me repeat myself over and over again?
Celeste's voice actor doesn't get enough credit though. Just don't give up. I have to do something to make her accept it. Oh god, do I have to do another time battle? No, I don't. Okay. Oh, the e-handbook.
Hifumi was trying to tell us something. He wanted us to know the killer's last name, Yasuhiro.
If there's one person here who might have that last name,
It would have to be you, Celeste. You haven't told anyone what your real name is.
How many times do I have to tell you? My name is...
Celestia Ludenberg, god damn it!
How long do you plan to go on pretending?
I'm not pretending. It's the truth. And since you have no way to contradict me...
Boom!
No, what's wrong?
This is so exciting.
That's it! The handbook!
What?
Anytime you turn your handbook on, it shows the owner's name when it boots up, right? Monokuma told us all about it before.
School, so don't lose it. Let's spell your name.
So all we have to do is check her handbook, and that'll clear up everything. That's how we can find out Celeste's real name.
That's an invasion of privacy. I refuse to cooperate.
Celeste, can you please just tell us what really happened? Please, just tell us.
Even when I'm put in check, it's just my nature not to give up. Because until the game's over, you never know what might happen.
Fine then. Let me settle it. Let me go over the case again, from the beginning, and shed light on all your crimes. And that'll bring everything to an end.
Right. Closing argument. Here's how the kid recruit their accomplice was a seduction? Oh wait, it's this. Seduction. I'm assuming that. I have no clue. Is the kill someone first? That face. Maybe she used it as leverage. Yeah, I didn't trust her. Taco was 6. Numbers, it was 4. It was 4. Just as hammer 4. Here's to fake the existence of a shadowy criminal. it was this. And then... Move Taka's body. Taka with his watching the comic is the cutest. Yeah, oh my god! My baby! Oh my, I miss my baby. I miss him. I miss him so much.
The killer is you! Before anything, the killer
Ooh,
persuaded someone to
vibin'.
help carry out the murder. And that person was...
No, I didn't let, what? What do you mean I wasn't right? Wasn't right? Was it actually this?
Here's exactly what happened. Before anything, the killer persuaded someone to help carry out the murder. And that person was...
I have no idea. It's who the person was, not... Oh! Got
Here's
it.
exactly what
They
happened.
didn't make that clear. They really did not make that clear.
Before anything, the killer persuaded someone to help carry out the murder. And that person was... Hifumi. With an accomplice, the killer was able to execute a number of otherwise impossible schemes.
Danganronpa never makes these
First,
instructions
they
clear.
convinced someone to meet them in the rec room last night at 1 in the morning. That someone they met with was Hiro. The murderous duo intended to pass Hiro off as the prime suspect. So when they met up with him, they drugged him, knocked him out, and stuffed him into the Robo-Justice suit. Next, Hifumi positioned himself to make it look like Robo-Justice was attacking him,
Oh, good luck with everything else.
while the killer used a digital camera to take pictures of the assault. They did all this just to create evidence that would put the suspicion on Hiro. When they were done with him, they shoved him, still unconscious, into the pool room locker.
Oh,
And then
Taka.
finally, at 6 a.m., they moved into the murder phase of their plan. They called Taka to the equipment room. And that's where Hifumi killed him, making it the scene of the first murder. The murder weapon was Justice Hammer 4, which was left there in the equipment
why are
room.
his calves so skinny?
The reason Hammer number 4 was used was to create confusion about the order of the crimes. So, next they falsified 2 more assault incidents. For these attacks, the killers pretended to be the victims to solidify Robo-Justice as the suspect. The first fake incident was the attack in the rec room.
We asked the same thing about Hanzo.
There, the killers wanted us to see Justice Hammer 1 and the Robo-Justice pictures they'd taken. They wanted to make sure we bought the surprise attack story. The second fake incident was the attack in the library. This time, they planted Justice Hammer 2 and an injured Hifumi to sell us that story. With these 2 incidents, the killers were able to create a certain preconception in our minds that the suspect was increasing the size of the hammers and attacking people in order as they did. We fell right into their trap and started looking for the suspect based on that. But While we did that, we left Hifumi alone in the nurse's office. This was exactly what Hifumi was hoping for. He took a blood packet from the refrigerator
Oh my
and
God.
Justice Hammer 3 and turned the room into a crime scene in which he himself had apparently been brutally murdered. He let out a scream to draw us back, and when we returned, that's what we found.
The art is so nice. It is.
Meanwhile, the other group that had been out searching found Taka's body at the same time. So when we heard the body discovery announcement, we naturally assumed it was for Hifumi. We left the nurse's office, and Hifumi once again took advantage of the situation. He simply got up and made his escape. When we learned his body had disappeared, we all rushed back to the nurse's office.
The teeth in that frame, though. What the fuck?
And once again, Hifumi had the chance he was waiting for. This time, he snuck into the equipment room. He wrapped Taka's body in a tarp and used the dolly to move it all the way down to the repository. That explains how each of the bodies disappeared. But even Hifumi didn't know what the true killer had in mind for their final act. Their plan all along was to kill Hifumi and get rid of the one person who could betray them. And they did it using an ordinary, everyday hammer from the repository. That should cover everything that happened in this case. And the villain behind it all is...
Celeste. What the fuck is happening here? Oh!
Celeste! Sorry, you lose.
Yikes.
I lost? I lost? When was the last time I was forced to utter such
If we release the
words?
button of this game's jokes even after death, doing him dirty with weird ass comic faces.
They hang heavy around my neck.
Then you admit it? You're the killer?
Listen to you, trying to take charge, as if you're my private instructor. I, Celestia Ludenberg. Actually, no. Taiko Yasuhiro is fine.
Eiko?
So, you finally accepted it.
I'm the kind of person, once I've lost, I don't like things to drag on.
Oh god, I prefer Russian. I prefer Russian.
Interesting.
An A. Woo, I did it. Oh god, so many coins.
Okay, Monokuma. I'm ready to begin. Or, no, I suppose this is the end, isn't it?
It is indeed the moment we've all been waiting for. Time to vote, okay?
Her fake persona is
Okay.
French.
If you
Oh!
would,
I
please
thought it
locate your
was,
lever and cast
Russian.
your vote. And when the votes are tallied, who will become the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
I find it very, very funny that she pronounced her name Taiko. Only from Taiko. No, Russian is much different. It's basically a formality at this point, but once again, you're totally correct. The blackened this time, the true killer who devised the whole stinking scheme is Celestia Ludenberg, or more precisely, Taiko Yasuhiro.
Honestly,
I lost. Well, that sucks. The one who never loses. Guess trying to work with someone else was a mistake after all. Hifumi's ineptual ineptitude was beyond all my calculations.
I knew
So
it.
you really did approach Hifumi with this plan, but how did you get him to agree? I can't imagine he would have happily agreed to commit murder. I'm sure she relied on her specialty, lying. My specialty, don't you make me laugh. I didn't have to lie to get him to agree.
So then,
Then you did use, you know. I knew you figured out, Kyoko. You're absolutely right to get Hifumi to act as my accomplice. I used her. For everyone who's still left, I'll avoid mentioning it by name, but it was the one thing Hifumi and Taka were both super into. Does she mean she's talking about alter ego? Yes, she is, dumbass! Wasn't her fake persona German? The name was German, the accent was French. Now, it's especially clear when she said pardon-moi, that's French. Is it? Huh. It is. It's just a not pronounced way. It's spelled incorrectly, I believe. Ludenberg sounds from Austria, Germany. It does.
Say what?
What? What are you talking about?
Just a second.
Don't interrupt. We're in the middle of a very important conversation here. Totally out of the loop as usual. How sad. No. Shush.
in other words,
Then you're the one that stole it.
Indeed.
That's right.
I
You
see.
used to drag Euphemia into the plan you come up with. You're right again. Last night after we had our meeting about how it disappeared, I paid Euphemia a little visit. Oh, so what are you doing here?
Actually,
I was actually hoping I'd talk to you alone. It was about what was stolen. I know who did it.
what? Are you okay with
It's
this?
Taka. He stole it.
So
And I
then,
have proof. Would you like to see it? As it turned out, I found a use for the digital camera to take. I'd taken you know what to Taka's room earlier and took pictures of it there. Deleted the pictures as soon as I showed it to Hifumi, of course.
Damnation!
So it was him. Oh my god, he has a costume in the background. Oh my god. Well, Celeste's free times event, she tells you that her name is half German to explain her last name. I don't know about Celeste. But how did you do it? She's supposed to yell if anyone got close to her. You're correct, which is why Taka forced me to steal it.
Say what?
as for me,
Please forgive me, he threatened me.
Oh.
He did?
as for me,
He came to my room last night and announced, and then it was hard for me to say he abused me.
What?
What? And he took pictures. He said if I did not do it, yeah, he would show them to everyone, so I had no choice.
Damnation!
That's a crime, an absolute crime. I mean, I knew he'd gone a little crazy, but
Say
I
what?
never imagined he would go that far. He couldn't. He's the ultimate moral compass. It's amazing how completely he bought it. Can't express how enjoyable that was. I'm about to say something I never said before in my life. I'm going to kill him.
Completely unforgivable!
most
Wait, please, if you go
unfortunate.
now, you'll be playing right into his hands.
Hmm?
Actually,
Taka is planning to use her to escape, and he has made you his target. Escape, you don't mean. Taka's going to try and kill you.
indeed.
And also, he can keep her to himself. That bastard. Bastard.
Honestly,
Can we allow him to continue with these barbaric acts? Absolutely not. How could I? She
I
have
swear,
to save
I
her.
will save her!
actually,
Then would you like to join me? It just so happens I have come up with a plan. I've devised a way to reclaim what he has stolen and escape this dreadful school. With that, it is complete.
Hmm?
What are you talking about? Oh, nothing. Hifumi agreed without second thought. The effect that item had on him was remarkable. Power of love, even a love as twisted as that, can still drive people mad, it would seem. You disgust me.
I see.
I have another question for you. Was that strange costume Hifumi's collection?
indeed.
Yeah. It was a real pain in the butt, too. All I asked him was to make something to hide the face and general body size. I had no idea he'd make something like that. But it's my fault for picking him in the first place.
But
So why did you decide to make me the suspect? Because you're stupid. That's it.
Let's see.
In that regard, I made the right choice. I'm so glad your stupidity surpassed my every expectation. Life must have been tough for your parents, though. Like I could cry.
Well,
But you were explaining your plan to Hifumi. How did you explain the part about him playing dead? What she's asking was, what was Hifumi supposed to do after that, assuming you had actually let him live?
Are you okay
That's
with
simple. After he did his part and pretended to be dead, once someone showed up, I told him to say he's been seriously wounded. He was on the verge of death, but he just barely held on. And he really believed that. Well, of course. That wasn't all that there was to it. As I explained to Hifumi, his plan was, while you were all questioning him about what had happened to him, I was going to murder someone else. At that point, Hifumi would have an alibi so nobody could doubt him. I told him that, and he believed it. It all seems very straightforward, stereotypical. I just matched a lie to the level of the opponent. In fact, Hifumi ate it up. He believed the lie wholeheartedly right up until the moment of his death.
So in the end...
She had planned to kill him all along. But of course. There would have been no point to my plan if one pretended to be dead did not end up dead himself.
What the heck?
How can human life mean so little to you?
Well,
That's a non-issue. I simply did everything in my power to win.
Don't be mean!
Now don't sound like Byakuya.
I wonder about that.
No, he derives his pleasure from the thrill of the hunt. In that aspect, we are nothing alike.
Why?
Then what made you take things this far?
What the heck?
Was it really just for money?
Hmm.
Are you talking about the $10 million Monokuma offered us? That is a lot of money, it's true. But that's not all there is to it. For the moment our new life here began, my only thought had been escape.
But
You little bitch!
Obviously that was a lie.
Hey!
I couldn't take it. I hated it from day one. More than anyone else in here.
You little bitch!
I wanted to get out. Every day was fresh torture. And you do know why? Huh?
This is
Because
fine.
I had a dream. And accepting a life here would have been nothing less than giving up a dream on my dream forever.
Honestly.
And there was no way I could ever do that. In the underground world of gambling, I risked my life to make a metaphorical killing.
As for me,
And it was all for that dream. And that dream of yours.
Isn't it
Living
wonderful?
in a European castle. A castle? And to gather handsome men from all over the world to serve as my butlers / bodyguards. Oh my god, I love this. I want fanfic of this. I was going to make them dress up like vampires and satisfy my every need. Once I obtained that, I would have created a perfectly aesthetic world of decadence.
this is fine.
Living the rest of my life there was my only dream, my only goal. That's what life is all about. Combined with my own winnings, Monokuma's $10 million would have made the dream a reality. I got right to the edge,
There is
but
nothing to be
unfortunately
done.
my dream has been scattered to the wind. This is it, guys. This is why she was killed. Go off, you wild bitch. Still, I don't have any regrets. I pursued my dream to the very end, so why would
Just
I?
the
You
worst.
sound so passionate, but you were really able to kill your own friends for it?
Oh,
Are you asking me to feel guilty? That's a pointless endeavor. I think nothing of sacrificing others for my own ends. I feel
Do
nothing.
you
That's all
understand?
there is to me. That's all that makes me complete. Isn't it terrifying how different our values are? There's simply no room for understanding.
What is this?
That's what we should be saying. And plus, how can you be so calm? Don't you realize you're about to die? Why aren't you scared? My ability to lie is unrivaled, and I take pride in that. It's not just other people. I can even fool my own emotions. The conscious deceives the unconscious. And that's why you're not scared.
yes,
That's right. I
indeed.
don't fear death. Kill me however you like. But you know, if I could be reincarnated, if I had a choice, then
Isn't it
I think
wonderful?
I'd like to come back as Marie Antoinette. There we go.
hey,
You just get executed again. Mhm. Celeste smiled then, and then she did. It looked like to me like a poor effort to force it. She claimed she could fool her own feelings, but that statement itself must have been her final lie. That weak fake smile is what betrayed her.
Thrills, chills, kills!
You all done? Okay, then let's get rolling. The blackened disturbed the peace and must pay the price.
Now then,
Now
I
then.
prepared a very special punishment.
For her, the ultimate gambler.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
I guess I'll let Kyoko hold on to this.
What?
This is
Will it really give you the hope you're looking for? I can't say I ever saw it that way. Which is why... Actually, it's not important. Well then... Take care, everyone.
she's such a complex character in reality, which makes her execution so fascinating. We're
Perhaps
not
we'll
there
meet
yet.
again. In another life.
I'm really sad. I did like her character. Kyoko and Celeste. Ooh. She's like, ooh, what are they gonna do to me? Oh, it's her dream. The burning of the Versailles witch. Oh my goodness. Because it's tied so little with her talent, but more so her personality. Why did you kill? Because my whole life was a fake idol act for the masses, and they forget my every second that passes. Oh, and okay, and you? I suffered a psychotic break, thinking about my dead brothers. And you? I wanted a castle. It's over. The third execution is over. Celeste's death is over. Celeste killed my friend, so I can't pity her, but I also can't deny that at one point I considered her a friend too, and for him just to come along. And isn't it just awful? Someone couldn't cut free of their regrets from the outside world, and so more people had to die.
Extreme!
You guys are so young. You need to place more value on your lives.
What are you gonna do?
Jeez, and here I thought you guys were gonna pass the torch of hope for the next generation.
Let me out of here!
What do I care about hope? I'll throw it in the trash if you just let me out of here.
Too bad.
You're all the embodiment of hope, whether you like it or not. And it's my destiny to knock you down one by one. It's sad, yes it is, but that reality just can't be avoided. Don't talk like you're not responsible. How long are you gonna make us keep going through this? What do you want from us?
How strange.
God, I'm so sick of people asking me that. Give it a rest already. So anyway, Kyoko, did I get some kind of key? Did I see you get some type of key type object from Celeste?
Hey,
so what's to do with that?
What?
Huh? What's the matter?
So then,
I'll answer your question if you answer mine.
you...
What did you do? What did you do to me?
Ooh.
Oh, what? What?
Hey,
Answer me. What did you do to my body?
Ooh. How
Oh
exciting.
jeez, oh man, oh jeez. What do you mean? What do I do? I have no idea. I don't know anything about it. Oh my. The significance here, Celeste hated the idea of being a commoner, wanted to live a lavish lifestyle. That's why she rejected her real name for a fake persona. As such, Monokuma gave her the hope of dying a lavish death like burning at the stake, but then filled her with the spirit the last second might give her such a common death as being hit by a car. Oh, okay, interesting. What was that just now? The mastermind did say something to Kyoko's body. What does that mean?
Hello.
Okay then, things are getting kind of awkward. I think it's time I got out of here.
Well,
You guys can go on enjoying your school life. If you get lonely, give me a shout. Not that I'll do anything about it, of course.
see ya later.
Monokuma disappeared, leaving all depressed and despair. Although it wasn't all despair, there was one small hope. Kyoko, Monokuma already mentioned it, but what's that key that Celeste gave you?
so...
Most likely, it's a key to one of the dressing room lockers.
Huh?
And that means Celeste probably hid it in there.
Hey,
I suppose sometimes it's easiest to miss what's right beneath your nose. Well then, we better go check.
Indeed.
Good idea. We left the courtroom and rushed to the dressing room. As we approached the dressing room, Kyoko looked back at us and said,
Hey,
I'm going to go on alone from here. Everyone else head to the dining hall. Check with you later.
What?
Why exactly you're going alone?
so...
Do you even have to ask? As she spoke, she glanced quickly at the surveillance camera.
Come on.
That's not what I meant. Why you? You still risk a spy, you know. Then I'll go too.
What?
You? Please, let me go. Standing here arguing is just going to draw more attention to us.
Goodbye.
Do whatever you want. I never finally got to the second part. Thank you for putting in my words. Thank you, Byakuya.
well then.
And it's up to you now.
Yo!
Gonna go to the dining hall, alright? Together? That's me when I think it
Okay.
Good luck, Makoto. Girls are the hero total pushovers when you show a little backbone. Trying to figure out what Hina said. Everyone headed to the dining hall, leaving me and Coco there.
Shall we
alone.
go?
Shall we? Yeah.
So then,
We need to get into that locker. Kyoko took the key Celeste had given her and unlocked the locker. And the locker's one of them you saw.
You really came.
Good morning. It's been a while, hasn't it? It's safe, thank goodness. Never heard Kyoko sound so relieved. It was like she was speaking from the bottom of her heart. I did what Celeste asked. I didn't say a word. I stayed quiet the entire time. Oh, and I think I might be able to open the last set of files soon, maybe as early as tomorrow. I'm doing my best, so please wait just a while longer. So now we can officially say the case is closed. As far as this is concerned, sure, but can we take a second? Since we have this opportunity, I want you to be honest with me. Kyoko, please tell me, why are you trying to do all this on your own here at the school?
you...
Is that why you wanted to come here with me? I mean, on the bright side, if Celeste hit the alter ego, then alter ego had time to do their work undisturbed. That's the way I understood it, at least, because I did way too much digging up on the info at the game when I first got into them.
However,
Regardless, that's not something you need to know right now. I don't need to know. It just makes me even more worried.
what?
Worried. Like what happened during the investigation this time. You disappeared and we didn't even see you again without warning, without explanation. When you do that,
Indeed.
it's only natural that they think I'm the mastermind spy, right? And you too. No, I believe in you.
What?
You believe in me? Isn't it obvious people believe in their friends, right? That's why I want you to tell me. And I want you to believe in me too, because we're friends. I understand.
It's true.
Then maybe I can believe in you, just a little bit more. Then
That's fine.
fine, I'll tell you. I'll tell you why I've been disappearing and where I've been going. You see, what I heard from Kyoka then was, well, frankly, it kind of blew my mind. Right after I told Kyoka I believe in her, she told me a story that was, well, almost unbelievable. I decided I had to confirm what she told me with my own 2 eyes, so I waited for nighttime to come. And then when it did, I went into action. Should this be for tomorrow? Should I save this for tomorrow? Because it kind of is almost 11 o'clock at night. Also, I'm really hungry. I mean, it has been 3 hours. Food break. You can, to be honest. Okay, so I'm gonna save this for tomorrow. No. Okay, I'll save this for tomorrow because my voice is definitely starting to go. I saved that, right? Yes. Wait. Let me save again. Alright. Thanks y'all for joining me tonight. Tomorrow night I will be continuing with Danganronpa right from where we left off here. So thanks y'all for joining me. If you're not already following, make sure to give a follow. And I will see you guys tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. Bye.